Hey, gather around. We got a lot to talk about. It's the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. Yeah, there's no AJ. He's a late scratch. Decided to convalesce, take the day. I'm Rob Thompson. We got 4 hours in front of us. Edwin and I facing some headwinds, but charging full force into a Tuesday. We hope you're doing the same. Bundle up. My thermometer says 39. That's lies. I don't know where 39 is. At my house this morning, 35. Not freezing.
36 for me.
36, see? Bundle up. Put on your Luke Skywalker attire. Oh, no, it's a Han Solo attire. Big day today. It's Tuesday, and that means we are going to get the NCAA's, or at least the college football's tournament poll, see where everybody sits before championship week. So we find that there's a bunch of schools trying to figure out where to make reservations. We're going to get at least a closer picture, though I get the sense that just like last year and most years, championship week has a few surprises in store. I think we know who the players are. I think we can address the usual suspects. I think we're pretty comfortable with, I'd say 11 of the 12. There might be one jump in. We're going to talk about that. Figure out where A&M lands, where Texas might land. Is Tech worthy of a bye? So many questions. A lot will be answered over the next 4 or 5 days. Of course, most of those championship games, the ones that are available, we will have them right here. I'll have the schedule for you in a minute. We're going to talk Cowboys. I got some good news on the injury side. If you root for other teams' injuries, we're going to talk about what Detroit's going to come to the party with on Thursday night, as the Cowboys have now entered the playoff picture yet again. We're going to hear from Shotty today. In fact, we're going to hear from him live tomorrow. 8:30 is the time. He'll get here early in the week, get ready for the Thursday night game. So we'll have him tomorrow. We're going to hear what he had to say yesterday after the press conference. In fact, we're going to hear a lot from the Cowboys today. Shotty had some stuff to say. We'll talk about Dak, CD, George Pickens in the slant, his play. We'll even hear from a lineman or two. Also, Spurs tonight. Coming home for a brief pit stop, bringing in the Memphis Grizzlies. We can get into where they sit. There's headed toward that, that Emirates Cup that nobody cared about for the first couple of years. Now it's kind of cool. Now I'm kind of excited about winning that. Now, if you're going to tell me there's a trophy involved, I'm all in.
Are you excited because the Spurs have a chance to win it?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, when it first started, I didn't care. I wasn't privy to such fun, but now that I'm an actual player in this as a fan, I think this cup there's something to this.
And you get a banner.
Yeah, we get to hang another banner.
We could hand a 6th banner.
Remember, there was a time, and the old Spurs fans can attest, we used to hang Midwest Conference title banners.
Southwest Division title.
Well, there was Southwest. I think there was a Midwest at one point. I think we even, at one point, had an Eastern Conference champion title banner hung up when we lost the Eastern Conference in the finals back in the late 70s. So we're not afraid to hang a banner. Now, we're not the Miami Heat, who actually retired Michael Jordan's jersey. We're not them. We're not desperate for such things, but we will hang a banner. And if we get an Emirates Cup, until we get another real ring to put around Wemby and all the rest fingers, I'll hang a banner. I'm down for a parade.
River parade?
Well, I don't think it would be worth the river parade. I think it'd be more like we'd do something around like Bernie Lake. No, maybe Woodlawn. Maybe we have some kind of, I don't know, some kind of flotilla. Just, some.
I hope they have preparations for it.
Well, I mean, you win the Emirates Cup. That's a big deal. We've never done anything like that. We're only a couple of games away. And we might get to play that 83rd game. They have themselves in a position to play more regular season games than any Spurs team has ever played. And isn't that enough to put yourself into history? Hey, we'll talk about Memphis coming in and the little roadie that they're heading on, what their problems are on the road, why they haven't won, what they could do. A lot of insight from a lot of different characters going to come into play. So we're going to talk that as well. This morning I get up. Well, see, late last night there's a text, and it didn't come to me. It came to the group text, and I knew AJ didn't feel well yesterday. He wasn't his usual charming self, but I didn't know how sick he was, and I didn't hear from him all day. But no, Mondays both of us tend to nap a long time before we contact and talk about the next day's show. And I didn't hear anything most of the day, but that's not uncommon until later in the evening. And then text comes across, and it's to me, him, and Dax. And I knew at that moment he wasn't going to be here today. He was like, I gave it a good run. I still feel like crap. I'm going to sleep in, and I'll decide in the morning. Well, I knew right then that he wasn't going to be here. But then this morning I get a text. He's like, well, I feel a little bit better. But then another text came, and I think the realization set in that, first of all, he shouldn't come to work. And second, I don't want to sit in a glass box with a sick dude for 4 hours. So I'd just soon him stay home. So we are going to charge full in with just all of us. So Brigade Bar, I'm going to need your help today. Callers, we will be taking calls today if you would like. 656-3776. I think Edwin's more than willing to do that. Now, Edwin got here this morning. We rolled in this in the bitter cold in the early a.m. and had technical issues. Are we able to take calls this morning?
We can take calls. It's just my monitor. My computer doesn't work.
So you're flying blind.
Yeah.
All right. You look at ease. You look comfortable. You look like you're calm.
So it's a difficult, but I can manage.
Yeah, that's why we're highly paid professionals.
Until someone comes in and fixes it, but that probably won't happen.
Did you wake
for a
up an
couple
engineer?
hours. I texted Halen, but he's asleep.
He's asleep.
And Pledge is probably asleep too. But he's usually up around 6, so he might see it.
He was the last one to touch it.
Well, we know who to blame.
I blame him for most things, even though it's not his fault. He's just always here. It's easy to point at a guy like that. He's just here.
Or we could blame Kitty.
No, KBB. We took KBB off the shelf. He's my faithful companion for the next 3 hours and 45 minutes. So be kind to KBB. This is his first Christmas stuffed. It's his first one where he really can't get around much. So
do you have a present for him?
Not yet. Do you? We buy presents for our dogs. They will have gifts under the tree.
I think we need one for KBB.
Well, I think we should.
We have to come up with it as a group.
Do you don't have any pets, do you?
No, I don't. No. I had an Australian Shepherd back when I was in elementary school.
That's a good dog.
Yeah.
Was it?
It got pretty big though.
Yeah,
a lot to take care of.
Yeah, I've got 2 of those. So they've got gifts underneath the tree. But the thing is, you can't give them any kind of bone or anything like that because they can smell it. So you have to kind of keep those hidden. They're getting clothes, and they're excited that they get clothes. I mean, every dog needs a hand knitted sweater, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Every giant lab pit mix needs a "I'm a baby dog" kind of sweater to walk around in the neighborhood. I mean, how do you prove that you've been taken care of without a sweater? So we get our dog sweaters. On that vein, coming in this morning, Edwin, are you a Christmas music guy?
I don't mind it.
Do you whistle Christmas tunes if you're just walking down the hall?
And I'll listen to it if it's on the radio.
But will you actively seek it out? Do you have a favorite Christmas album that
you
put on to get yourself?
Probably the Mariah Carey one. I know that's everyone's typical one.
But that's the song, right? But
yeah.
Do you have like an album like you put on?
Not really. No. Do you
have to find one? Yeah, I got a couple, and it's time to get them. And I say album because most of the best Christmas music came back I guess about the 70s. Anything prior to about 1979, and I'm not including the Mariah Carey earworm that we're not even going to get into. But most of the best Christmas music came from long, long time ago. In fact, when I hear Christmas music that's been remastered, doesn't sound right. It needs to have the scratches that the old Christmas albums had when I was growing up. Johnny Mathis, those kind of Christmas music. And I heard some coming in this morning. It put me in the Christmas spirit. I'm in a giving mood today. Do I have presents to give away today?
I have to look at it, but yeah,
I think we
should.
Probably have some Queensryche tickets.
I think it's Queensryche.
Nothing says Christmas more than Queensryche, as far as I know. I mean, their Christmas album is one of the best.
I have to listen to it.
Oh, it is. Their instrumental, "Oh Holy Night" by Queensryche. Oh, bring tears to your eyes. Oh, wait, that's not them. But I do have tickets for those. We are going to do the Status Right today. And I'll probably do that early Brigade Bar because I want to give you guys an opportunity. I'm a suck up for that. Let's get our thoughts organized. Let's get ourselves well caffeinated and head into a Tuesday, December the 2nd, which, by the way, is a Giving Tuesday. So if you have it in your heart and you have it in your wallet and you have the wherewithal, give to something. Give to somebody. Do something special today for somebody. You're going to hear it all day on ESPN, the V Foundation. But whatever that might be, this day is set aside for that, and I'm sure you did some cyber shopping over the last couple of days. You can do some cyber giving today. Just pick yours. I've already picked mine. Pick yours. Send a couple bucks. Do something nice. We're going to do something nice on the other side. Dallas Cowboys have themselves a game on Thursday night, full-on preparation mode. We're going to hear from the key players coming around to bend. Dak Prescott has a lot to say about his offense, and Dan Campbell loves to beat the Cowboys. We're talking about the team going off and playing right here on Thursday night next. Hang on tight. This is San Antonio Sports Star. You are listening to the Morning Huddle, and I am Rob Thompson. That is Edwin Hefner, and we're going to do our damnedest for a good show. I'm doing this because I want to see if Edwin's ready for the out.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we've got a stall on 1604 eastbound Bulverde Road, taking up a right lane. They did pick up the road work 35 southbound Thousand Oaks to Randolph. On 35 upper level northbound I-10 to Brooklyn Avenue downtown, 2 right lanes closed with road work. And on the far east side of town, I-10 on the frontage road eastbound between FM 1516 over to 1604. Still closed from an earlier vehicle fire that's been tapped out. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportsstar.com now and register to win. sasportsstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This report is sponsored by Thomas J. Henry Injury Attorneys, available 24/7.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry, San Antonio, Texas.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
Listen to this message I received.
First message.
This is Santa Claus. Hey, I'm calling to give you a heads up. Last Christmas, so many people asked me for a Kinetico water softener, but getting all those Kinetico units in and out of the sleigh, up and down the chimneys, well, it's not so good on my back. So I'm going to forward all those Kinetico wish lists directly to you. Here's Mrs. Claus.
Thanks again for installing our Kinetico. I just love how soft my man's beard is, and my skin feels silky smooth, even here at the North Pole.
Oh. So if it's okay with you, I'll handle the toys, you handle the water softeners.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit, and $400 off when you trade in your old water softener.
By the way, the elves just love your jingle.
Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
I'm not a fan of the gluten-free cookies. Bye-bye.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656 Pure Kinetico.
License number 38961.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
my debit card.
Their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound, that's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Introducing the IHOP Value Menu, where all your breakfast faves are just $6 each every day. Where else can you get a big, filling sit-down breakfast for only $6? Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP Value Menu. Available every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Have pain? Have chronic pain, low back pain, knee pain, neck pain, or shoulder pain? I can help. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we get to the root of your pain. We don't just give pain medications. We do the proper investigation to see what is the root cause, and it's covered by your insurance. Reduce your medication, avoid surgery, and get rid of pain for good. Call for your free evaluation. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, where we get to the root cause of your problem. 210-468-1891.
The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
It is the Morning Huddle. Do not adjust your sets. We're down one. I'm Rob. No AJ today. We'll muddle through. Did you watch the arse whooping last night? New England put it on the Giants. Boy, they hit hard. That is a low-key, really good football team. I don't think a lot of people have had a chance to watch a lot of New England football this year, but look out, man. I mean, the wins speak for themselves. There's no doubt. And we knew what Drake May was. And I knew the defense was solid. I didn't know they hit like that. They had a personal grudge against the Giants. Did you see Jackson Dart get planted on the sidelines early in the game?
He got beat up.
He did, man. And
I know that's how he plays, but yeah.
Yeah, he had to come and justify. Yeah, that's how hard I play. Like, dude, step out of bounds, brother. Step out. They brought it last night. No, great win from New England. A lot of fun. It's weird to enjoy watching the Patriots play. Even if you were a fan of great football and precision back in the day, you appreciated that, but that was so workmanlike, so clinical. This is not a clinical football team, man. They borderline on collegiate kind of enthusiasm. Vrabel's a different coach now. I think going to Tennessee and finding out what it's like to be mediocre loosened him up. I think he was trying to be Belichick, and it turned into average to bad. Because, I mean, whatever you want to say about Belichick, whether it was Brady or not, the guy did have an eye for professional talent. He knew how to fill a gap. He knew to find the right guys for the right job, and never asked him to do more than that. And I think Vrabel kind of got stuck in a mindset. He got up to New England and looked fantastic. In fact, his mindset, the way he acts now, reminds me a lot of Shoddy with Dallas. He's a very personable guy, and Vrabel never seemed that way. He's always kind of a hard-ass guy. And
the energy and everything, and players run through a wall for him.
Yeah, it's an interesting look. And it's certainly the winning is a momentum thing. And once you start getting that momentum, it's easy to feel good and enthusiastic because you're winning. But that momentum has turned New England into a scary football team. Now, do I trust them on the road in Buffalo?
Well, they're going to win the division,
yeah,
so they're going to have a home playoff.
I don't think they're going to have to worry about anything until maybe late, if at all. What are they, second in the AFC now?
No, they're number one.
Are they number one now?
Yeah.
So as they sit now, they might not have to worry about it. But I do think of all the teams that are going to be in the AFC, home field will matter to them just because of their youth. I mean, just because these guys haven't been there before. But I'll take enthusiasm like that over experience most of the time.
I mean, Mike Vrabel got Ryan Tannehill to an AFC title.
Well, the experience with mediocrity again. And we are talking about the most successful Aggie quarterback to come out of college, who actually arrived at A&M as a wide receiver. Now he's got himself a real quarterback that really gets it. Troy Aikman loves him some Drake May. Loves him some Drake May. Boy, that was a 3-hour praise fest from Troy. That was it was a great performance. Let's focus on what matters most around here. Detroit on the docket for the Cowboys. And over the weekend, as the rest of the NFL either is proving who they are, and I do think there was some profit-taking this week, like the Rams. I don't think I mean, this is a professional football game, but I don't think they thought Carolina was what they were going to be and kind of got it handed to them. Then you look at what Seattle did, and I think they're rounding into form. And those are the top teams in the AFC or in the NFC. And the rankings they are what they are. But now, as the Cowboys look like they could put together maybe a kind of playoff run, the perspective around the star has certainly changed. I can tell you that. And I wonder, where did it come from? Because the Cowboys have been close all season long, and as we think about the Green Bay tie, and we look at the Carolina loss, and it turns out that when Green Bay is playing good football, they're a pretty damn good football team, and it turns out that Carolina, pretty damn good football team, and they lost the Eagles early, but it was close, and then they beat what is. At least was pretty damn good football team. We could throw in some of those other losses that were awful. The Arizona one is one of those unforgivable things that I believe at the end of the year, when we do the postseason, I don't know, rundown, we'll look at the Arizona game as the one that it just, but for that game, but for Arizona, I think they probably might have a real shot at the playoffs. But that loss, the further we get away from it, is going to be magnified, because that was one that they should have taken, a home game. And as we get ready for Detroit and the likes of teams that are now kind of on the downswing, they're now kind of suffering, the price will be paid for not being prepared to play a Cardinal team that is obviously valiant in their losses, but not great. And as the game comes closer for the Cowboys, a little bit of good news from Detroit. It looks like Amon-Ra St. Brown did not practice yesterday. He sprained his ankle on Thanksgiving. When you think of where the Cowboys are defensively, they're improved, and we've said all season long that they don't have to do much. The offense for the Cowboys continues to click. Now, they're not on the same pace they were at the beginning of the season, but they're putting enough points on the board to win a lot of games. And if you look at the defense, we got Diggs that is now coming back to work, finally getting healthy, and is going to be available. And the Cowboys have had safety issues, a lot of injuries, and it looks like every highlight play, when you watch the Cowboys, just the highlights, the gash plays, Donovan Wilson is always in the picture, but he's normally the safety making the tackle. I'm not sure it's his fault on every occasion, but the safety play has been weak. And yesterday, as Shadi had his presser after practice, he was asked about, the defensive backfield. And, Trayvon Diggs is coming back. He does possess a skill set, but maybe he's not the corner he was. He was asked if there was any thought about transitioning Diggs to safety.
I wouldn't even think of that. I mean, I think he's a shutdown corner when he's at his best and when he's playing well. And he is a guy with incredible ball skills. But, again, I think, it's going to be good to have him out there moving around a little bit and see how he feels.
Yeah. No, any head coach worth his salt is not going to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to change his position. He can't do what we paid him a whole bunch of money to do. But, he's a little slower. He's been banged up, so we'll put him in safety. I don't think he's ever going to be a safety. But this was more about the question regarding a dude that the Cowboys paid a bunch of money for that is either by attitude or injury been really unavailable for a couple of years. And now he's finally back on a defense that is improving. And, hey, he's a warm body, and there is something still there. I'm not going to throw him on the trash heap for any more than degraded talent. He's not what he was, but he's not terrible. It would be nice to have him on the field, but I'm not sure this is the time. But I think this is more of a statement regarding where Diggs is in his career arc than it is his ability to help the Cowboys. Obviously, if he's fully functioning at corner, that's where we would want him. But I think more of a picture of where we see Diggs' career arcing. I'm going to ask Edwin this, and then I'm going to throw it out to you on the Brigade Bar and my honorary co-host Claymore today, who says I should have called him. What has been the difference?
I mean, Quinn Williams.
Is it only Quinnen?
I mean, Overshown coming back.
I think Overshown has played, and because there's been this ripple effect, even Sam Williams is making some plays. So I do think
Osa's making more plays too.
But was the beginning Quinnen? I mean, can we just go the other deals, the beginning of the season deal, the other Bengal dude Logan? That's all fine and dandy. That kind of that was plaster on the wall. But the true anchor. Is it Quinnen? Well, Shoddy was asked what Quinnen Williams' impact was on this turnaround. This is what he had to say.
I think it starts with just the way you have to game plan him. We've done that quite a bit, Skyler, over the last couple of years. And, I mean, you have to have a plan to neutralize him. Him one-on-one is a very, very tough assignment for really any interior offensive lineman. But I do think that he's exactly right. It's not just one guy. I mean, we have Jadeveon Clowney's affecting the quarterback as much as anybody. You know what I'm saying? The coverage, Revel is doing a great job of tying up receivers, which is, again, tighter coverage, so now the pass rush gets home. And I think what you hear Q say is real. Defense is about all 11 guys. But, again, I'd be lying if I said when you open up the personnel report and you see Quinnen Williams' name, you're like, oh. What am I going to do about this? And so I think that's real. And when you pay a lot of attention to him, it gives other guys a lot of opportunities to showcase their talent.
Yeah, it's really nice when you have one of those defensive guys that on Monday morning when the coaches wake up after a tough Sunday afternoon and have a oh crap guy, one of those that you have to game plan first all week for. Oh, wait, we had one of those guys and we traded him. That's right. Shoddy never got the benefit of that. He had to wait 7 games. He had to wait a few games to finally have a guy that on the defensive side where the other team went, oh, crap. Isn't that nice, Shoddy? Isn't it nice to have a guy like that? You can thank your boss and your general manager for that. Hey, coming back, we've got a whole bunch more Cowboys. Dan Campbell loves to play the Cowboys. He of Texas fame and a fine Aggie, if you ask me. But, we'll see what he has to say. We're going to talk about that in the 8 o'clock hour, but on the other side, hey, we got playoff contention to talk about tonight. The tourney time is around the corner. We got to get through championship week. Where are the Aggies going to land? And all the coaches crying about their sad sack situation. Either we scheduled games too hard, we didn't schedule games hard enough, we're in the wrong conference. We're going to hear from some crying coaches as well. College football is winding down, but it's the best time of the year, and we'll talk about it next. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we've got a stall on 1604 eastbound Bulverde Road, taking up a right lane. They did pick up the road work 35 southbound Thousand Oaks to Randolph. On 35 upper level northbound I-10 to Brooklyn Avenue downtown, 2 right lanes closed with road work. And on the far east side of town, I-10 on the frontage road eastbound between FM 1516 over to 1604. Still closed from an earlier vehicle fire that's been tapped out. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38
888-961.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's Luxe Cravings boxes give you decadent options. $5 gets you fan favorites, $7 gets you the fancy stuff, and $9 sends you on a journey of flavor exploration. Get yours at participating stores for a limited time. Prices and participation may vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Hey, Dan, that spaceship-wide lunch meeting at noon, please say it's not more astronaut ice cream and powdered orange drink.
Negatory. Ground control hooked us up with EasyCater, so now we can order from a galaxy of restaurants with tools to stay on budget and meet our dietary needs.
Thank heavens. My dairy tolerance and anti-gravity is not great.
And with EasyCater, it's all on one simple platform, so we can focus on space stuff, like that asteroid. So how about tacos? Hold the cheese.
EasyCater, a stellar way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
Hi, this is Sarah at the Department of Rejected Dreams. If you had a dream rejected, IKEA can make it possible.
I've always dreamed of a beautiful kitchen, but my wife just wants to stay organized.
You know what they say about opposites.
That they can't agree on a kitchen?
Well, IKEA kitchens come in many styles with a variety of customizable organizers. So maybe you're not opposites at all.
Beautiful and organized. Now we just have to figure out what to eat.
That's a different department. Get the kitchen of your dreams at a price you didn't dream possible at ikea.us/dreamkitchen. Dream the possibilities.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J.Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, Black Friday starts now. Come shop in store for 50 to 70% off everything, plus tons of limited time deals. You'll find the lowest price of the year on festive pajama pants for the family, all just $19.95, plus sweaters from $34.95 and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll love our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
George Gets Justice. 2026 is almost here, but that car accident you went through this year, it's still weighing on you. You may be hurt or unsure how to get help. You need to get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George understands the chaos you're experiencing, and he'll take care of you so you can step into the new year back in charge. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like rugs. People say a rug would really bring the room together. And sure, you don't know what that means, but it sounds important. Suddenly you're using words like jute and sisal. Then you see the price and lose it, because how can the thing you walk and spill on cost so much? So you devote your life to taking down Big Rug. But then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds. So, looks like Big Rug is safe. For now. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, you'll find everything you need. More than 135 degree and certificate programs, online and hybrid courses, dedicated success coaches, and more from a top military and veteran trusted university for over 75 years. Classes start soon. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, how about those Houston Texans? They are making a run.
Andy Kalu will join us at 3:35 to talk about this Houston Texans winning streak.
More college football fallout. We'll preview the college football poll release.
Plus Spurs Grizz on Tuesday night. We'll get you ready for tip-off.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Huddle up. You're on San Antonio's Sports Star. If you're just walking out the door, you know it's cold. Football weather. I made pozole yesterday. Even boiled my own green chilies. That's how I roll, Edwin. You like pozole?
I've never heard it. What is that?
It's a wonderful soup.
I don't eat much soup.
Well, this is the season, man. This is the caldo kind of time. But you boil tomatillos and some peppers of various origins, and then you blend them up in a blender, and then you put them in a pot with some chicken stock. I like chicken thighs too. Then hominy. You a fan of hominy?
No.
You know,
I mean, I don't. Not really. I mean,
hominy is not the kind of thing that's on a lot of plates, but it's corn soaked in lye. I don't know whoever thought of that, decided corn would be better after being soaked in lye, but then you throw hominy in there. You boil it up, and then and if done right, it clears the sinuses, makes you virile, strong like bull.
I'll have to try some. Or you can bring it to the station.
You know, I had some leftover. I should. I'm not sure you could handle my pozole.
It would have been the perfect time because AJ's not here, so I could have it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's a pozole fan or not. I don't know. Yeah, AJ is playing hooky, and Edwin and I are muddling through. Good morning to all on the Brigade Bar. Alexandra, as always, good morning. Gilbert, yes, Caldo sounds great. And my co-host sitting at home, and it's Jonas Claymore. Good morning, all, and the rest that are on the Brigade Bar. I'm going to reward you guys just after the 7 o'clock. Edwin, remind me, 7:10-ish. We're going to do the Stat is Right. Get the early crew in. Give them an opportunity. Go see the Cowboys take on the Chargers the 20th, I believe.
It's the Vikings.
Is the Vikings?
Yeah, the 14th.
Oh, it's the 14th. I'm sorry. I thought it was the Charger game. So we got Vikings tickets. That's a win, right? I called ahead. We're going to get that one. But to play, you got to guess the stat, and we're going to do that at 7:15 Brigade Bar. Tonight, they're going to break into some game, as they always do on Tuesday night. And it'll be a giving kind of thing. It's giving week, and it's V week on ESPN. So they're going to give us the last or the next to last playoff ranking comes in tonight. And first of all, I think there's still chaos to be had. I still think we're going to shuffle the deck a little bit. I mean, it's championship week. There's going to be one, at least one, maybe two upsets. There might be some strategery after the rankings come out, whether you play everybody and do everything in your conference title game, knowing full well that you might be playing a team doing something different. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to get held at fault for recent losses, A&M or Ole Miss. How much are they going to hold the loss of their head coach and Golding taking over? How much are they going to hold that against them? And, how much do you count a Big Ten title game between 1 and 2? If 2 loses to 1, do they fall? And that to me is the chaos. I don't think there's a lot of bit part players. We've talked about it a lot over the last couple of weeks as it's rounded more into more form, showing that the ACC is so weak this year that they're by their lack of talent, they play a huge role this year because I would think the selection committee doesn't want to set a precedent leaving an entire conference out, or at least a conference champion out. I don't think they want to get there because it'll spur a couple of things. So if for some reason that the ACC championship game, which puts together Duke and Virginia in the SAT Bowl, if for some reason this game is ugly as sin, which I expect it to be, and neither team looks like they're of the quality of even a James Madison or a Tulane or something like that, I don't know what I do as the committee. I don't know if I can be a consistent voter knowing full well that we've already denigrated or at least relegated the ACC to group of 5 status already. I mean, now I can see if this was a 16-team tournament, it wouldn't be that big a deal. It really wouldn't matter whether Duke or Virginia got in. Heck, Miami can get in at that point. But now it's a very difficult line to cross. And as an athletic director, who plays roles in conference meetings, it's just hard to imagine the ACC not getting in. And the fact of the matter is, I don't think they deserve to be in. There's not one team, and I think most of us are going to agree on that unless we're alumni of Duke or Virginia. I mean, we can all agree that none of those teams are really worthy of it. But, it's not like this was set up for only the worthy. This wasn't a system set up for the top 12 teams to go to the playoff. This was a system that was set up to reward some teams just for a good season, though we know by the eye test they ain't going to win this thing. And also to reward those that might not win the conference but are obviously the better team. This year, at least in the top of the rankings, we've got it right. Conference champions, undefeated in their situation with Indiana and Ohio State. But following that, it's a beauty contest, and that's what this was supposed to be. It's always going to be that. So I don't mind if Virginia does get in just because I know how this process was set up. The next question is, and it's not so much about A&M, because A&M's going to go to the party. It's just whether they're going to play the first weekend or not, and they're probably not going to. But is Texas going to get in, especially if we see Alabama pick up their third loss in a conference championship game? And this is really the question for those that getting deep into the weeds. How much do you count a conference championship loss? How much should it be weighted? Because to get to the SEC championship game, obviously it's tough. What's the number I just saw yesterday? Typical hard luck Aggie story. It's only happened since the expansion of the SEC back in 2008. There's only been 3 different teams that went 10-1 and didn't make the conference championship game, and the Aggies have been 2 of them. Now, 2020 doesn't really count for anything in my mind, but that year the Aggies did have 1 loss in conference, however abbreviated and bad it was due to COVID, and they didn't get to go to a title game. And this year, Ole Miss and Texas both didn't go. How much do we weigh that?
I mean, Alabama's resume is pretty good, but they're going to pick up their third loss.
So they're going to if they pick up their third loss.
Like, is their resume better than Texas? I don't know. Because Alabama's beaten Georgia and Tennessee. Those are their 2 best wins,
which are pretty. As the season has gone on, Tennessee isn't as pretty.
I mean, the Florida State loss for Alabama is just as bad as the Florida loss.
So I don't know how you balance that. And the easiest fix would say, Texas, come on in. By eye test, you're obviously a top 12 team. And by eye test, nobody coming out of the ACC is a final team. Nobody. But I don't see the committee doing that. Because when you do that, think of the money that you have just cut off from a conference, that you get none of it. And that's every school in the conference, because these playoff teams, they share the money amongst the conference teams. That's all, the TV pie for the playoffs and bowl, that's all split up amongst the others. And you're going to take all that money from an entire conference? I just can't imagine as an AD voting for that, because it could easily happen to me. So I think at the end of the day, especially if Alabama picks up that third loss, I still think Texas is screwed. I still don't see how they get in. And then there's the side of as an Aggie, as I look through this, Texas having to not only justify their scheduling, and we already heard Sark crying about, well, if we don't get in, we're not going to play hard teams anymore. We're going to play easy teams because that's all you care about. Yeah. Go talk to your AD. You like those checks. I don't buy that. But the idea of the difficult schedule and the whining of coaches, I'm not sure which one has the best argument. I don't think Sark's argument's good enough. You can't get past the loss to Florida. You can't. Now, if you had managed to get in and to the conference playoff and play in the title, then you get to say goodbye to that. Then you get to excise the Florida loss. Like Alabama is going to be able to excise the Florida State loss by just making the conference championship game. You're playing on championship week. We will forget about that misstep, that stub toe kick like we saw with the Giants kicker last night. We'll forgive the dumbest thing you could have done. But you have to get that far, and Texas didn't. And they have to justify beating A&M, which they say, overrated. No, but not really. They're not too overrated. They're really, really good, and we beat them. We can't call them overrated, can we? Because if we call them overrated, that means our win doesn't mean that much.
I think Texas is also getting punished for going into overtime with Kentucky and Mississippi State, two of the worst teams in the SEC.
I think there's some validity to it. But on the same token, on the same note, as a guy who sat and watched the biggest comeback in my school's history, hey, you won the game. I'm going to give you an extra star. You know, I'm not going to count against it. It's a W. And the fact is, whether it's against Vanderbilt or it's against Bama, a win in the SEC, or I shouldn't say Vanderbilt, whether it's a win against South Carolina or Florida, it's still an SEC win. It's still tougher than most. So I'm not going to throw that out. It was close in Kentucky, but yeah, you pulled it out. No, I had South Carolina about to tighten the noose on me, and we pulled it out, and I want full credit for that, and I'm going to give you full credit for what you got. What do you guys think? Should Texas get in? Is it just because Texas is Texas they should be in, or do they actually deserve it? Do they actually belong there? Jump on the Brigade Bar. Give us a call, 656-3776, 656-ESPN. We'll certainly talk to you about that. Hey, coming back to Spurs and welcome in Memphis tonight. No Wemby on the docket, but what do they need to do to fix this last road loss that was so painful yet so therapeutic? We're going to talk about where the Spurs are, what they need to get done tonight. Coming up next, we're glad you're with us. This is the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Football season is in full swing, and Underdog's the best place to get in on all the action. You can make picks and win money right now in the great state of Texas. Playing on Underdog, it's so easy. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on their stats. Rushing yards, receptions, touchdown passes, whatever it is, you get those picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your money. This week on Underdog, I'm going to be looking at Josh Allen with his rushing yards. They're in desperation mode. When the Bills get desperate, Josh Allen starts to run. Download the app today. Sign up with promo code Alamo. You'll score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 or older and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Calling all Cowboys Nation in San Antonio. Game day isn't complete without the right look.
And the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has everything you need. Whether you're headed to the game or watching from home, the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop has you covered. Find game day staples like jerseys and hats to fan favorites like hoodies and jackets at any of our 4 convenient locations: River Center, North Star Mall, Ingram Park Mall, and Huebner Oaks Shopping Center. We're open 7 days a week. Find the best selection of Cowboys gear only at the Dallas Cowboys Pro Shop.
Whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio.
We got high hopes. It's the Huddle. He's Edwin, I'm Rob. We are coming into today's game, much like the Spurs tonight, minus a couple of starters, but we're going to muddle through. Spurs welcoming the Grizzlies in. We're going to talk about that in a second, but this playoff conversation has sparked some talk. I talked about A&M. They're in. It's just a matter of when they're going to play. A&M, probably doesn't deserve a bye. No, I'm an honest ag, and I'd actually kind of like to have one of those home games. That'd be kind of fun. Texas, man, I don't know. But we haven't talked about Tech. And Tech, I think, I'm remiss. I think the entire country is remiss about Tech because they have very quietly, very steadily gotten better and better and better all season long. They weathered quarterback issues, injuries and not, and they found out they're comfortable with a backup quarterback. Defenses has enough talk. I mean, certainly it's the best defense money can buy, and that's the modern college football way. They've got everything put together. They've got the argument for the bye. They control their destiny far more than Texas did. Robin jumped on the Buyers
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Good morning, Robin. Tech fan, guns up.
Oh, yes. Tech fan, Wreckham, Raider Power. I'm a total homer for Tech, and I'll give you that. But y'all are forgetting about the Big 12, just in general. There is no way any 3-loss team, it doesn't matter who you are, should get into the college playoff, okay? Because the team that I think is going to get snubbed, that absolutely does not deserve to get snubbed, is BYU. They have 1 loss, and that's my wonderful Red Raiders. They have played a tough schedule. They have been, most of the season, I believe they've been ranked higher than UT. So how can you justify a 3-loss Longhorn team getting over a 1-loss BYU team? Not only that, the Big 12 is just disrespected overall forever. They have 4 teams that have 2 losses or less. The other 2 teams being Utah and I believe Houston. And both Utah and Houston lost to BYU and Tech.
I think you're making all the right points. And I think every Big 12 person will listen to exactly what you're saying. But the problem is that every time BYU was on national TV, the one time, they got their ass handed to them. And when they did play Utah, which was a hell of a football game, and the few people that saw, Utah was so banged up, it felt like it wasn't a fair fight, at least to those that were in the know on this thing. And you kind of combine all of that with this East, the anti Big 12 bias because of, just recent happenings. I do think that BYU is going to suffer, but I will say this: by the eye test, they're not a top 12 team. By the rankings, they're not they're not a playoff team. I think everybody will agree that BYU has had a hell of a year. But I don't think anybody that you can put in this playoff, anybody but for your other group, Big 12, the group of 5 attendee, whether that's Madison or Tulane, whatever the hell happens there, that would be the only game that BYU would be favored. And I think most of the eye test could be wrong because I think the perception of what BYU isn't what they are. I think the perception of what BYU is still what we believe they were years ago. The air raid, deep down, throwing the ball as fast as they can and trying to score 50 points. That's a tough football team, but in the toughness meter, they don't even measure up. Hey, more Big 12. Thanks for the call, Robin. We're going to talk about the tournament coming around the corner, but on the other side, we're going to get to the Spurs. They're welcoming in the Grizz. What do they got to do to get back on the winning side of things? Lots to do. Won't be any fun unless you stay with us. It's the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
To the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
Need a reason to call Thomas J. Henry Law after a car accident? How about $1 billion? Because Thomas J. Henry Law fights even when the insurance company says your claim is worth nothing. Thomas J. Henry doesn't back down. That's how we've put over $1 billion in our clients' pockets in just the last 4 years. And why we're one of the largest personal injury law firms in Texas. Car accident? Visit thomasjhenrylaw.com. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. Principal Office, San Antonio.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Save big during Lowe's Black Friday. Get 50% off select major appliances, plus choose select DeWalt 20-volt max drill or impact driver kits for just $99. Valid through 12/3/25. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in Iraq, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Oh, Christmas leaks, you make our carpet squishy.
Here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, we know all your Christmas wants, like the popular leaky faucet, the overflowing toilet, or the trendy clogged sewer line. No matter what list you're on, naughty or nice, Quarter Moon Plumbing will answer your call fast and fix your emergency quickly so you can get back to your Coco and Carolyn.
651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The PorkRinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero College Football Post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at H-E-B.
Hey, Dan, that spaceship-wide lunch meeting at noon, please say it's not more astronaut ice cream and powdered orange drink.
Negatory. Ground Control hooked us up with EasyCater, so now we can order from a galaxy of restaurants with tools to stay on budget and meet our dietary needs.
Thank heavens. My dairy tolerance and anti-gravity is not great.
And with EasyCater, it's all on one simple platform, so we can focus on space stuff, like that asteroid. So how about tacos? Hold the cheese.
EasyCater, a stellar way to order food for work. Order now at easycater.com.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Just cleared a trouble spot on 35 southbound approaching O'Connor. That wreck is cleared. However, with the combination of rush hour, you still might notice a little bit of a delay. 1604 eastbound Bulverde Road. That stall now off to the right shoulder. 410 northbound 151 disabled vehicle left shoulder. And if your travels are taking you into the San Marcos area or out of San Marcos, 35 southbound, the off-ramp to Center Point, we've got a stall, the off-ramp partially blocked. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys will be playing on Thursday night against the Lions in Detroit, but Detroit will be shorthanded as their top corner, Terrion Arnold, has been placed on the IR and is set to have season-ending shoulder surgery. While top wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, who suffered a sprained ankle on Thanksgiving, did not practice yesterday, and his status is in question for Thursday night. Dallas Cowboys left tackle Tyler Guyton did not practice as he continues to work back from a sprained ankle as well. In college football, the rankings come out tonight. The real question is, how far will A&M drop? And is Tech in line for a bye? And is Texas within striking distance? So many questions, so little time. We'll find out tonight at 6 o'clock when the rankings are revealed. And the Spurs get back into action tonight as they take on the Memphis Grizzlies at the Frost Center. Tip is set for 7 o'clock. The injury report shows no return for Wemby, Castle, or McLaughlin. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Gather round. Huddle up. It's the Morning Huddle. We're down a couple starters. Vic Brown out for the week. He's on indefinite IR. We expect him to come off the list on Saturday. If he can work out well, we'll get him back in his seat on Monday, but that's if he clears protocol. AJ is away today. Sudden illness, I guess. He's just out for the day. We expect him back tomorrow. That leaves myself and Edwin carrying through. We're glad you're with us today. We got a lot to talk about. Spurs got a homer as they hit the road again after this one. We're going to get into that immediately. I'm going to give you the opportunity to go see the Cowboys play the Vikings, and we're going to do that. And I would say, and I'm just a guesstimator, 11 minutes. So in about 11 minutes, when I ask this question, what do you think the combined catches are going to be for George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb this weekend or Thursday night against Detroit. If you can guess that number or be the closest to it, we will gladly give you tickets to go see the Cowboys play the Vikings in their playoff run. And we're going to talk about that playoff run in, I said 11 minutes to give those away. I'm going to say that we'll talk Cowboy run, and this is just a guesstimation on my side of things at 7:32. So you can go ahead and put that in stone.
Exactly 7:32.
I set appointments. I do the old school blocking and tackling of radio. So I set appointments, and then I break them, which is also part of the old blocking and tackling of radio. All right, Spurs playing tonight. Still no Wemby. Still no Castle. No McLaughlin. We're not really missing that. Let's talk about Minnesota first as we come into this. The Minnesota game was not disheartening. It wasn't one of those games that you go, well, they weren't going to win, and if they had a chance to win, coach would have tried to lose it because we're trying. This was a game where the Spurs played consistent good basketball for 3.5 quarters. And this is, again, minus starters, where De'Aaron controlled pace. He was a difficult stop. He was a willing passer. He didn't have quite the help he had against Denver with Devin Vassell, who was just in fuego on Friday night against the Nuggets. He didn't have that, and I think the Spurs missed that. They didn't have the second punch score. Keldon continues to be magnificent off the bench. I couldn't be happier for where or what Keldon has done, and for the most part, I think Edwin, you'd agree. I don't think a lot of people are quite frankly surprised at how Keldon has performed as the sixth man. I think, over the last several years, I do think that Pop was grooming him to do that. And over the last couple of years, he showed the maturity to accept that and do the things that sixth men do. And sometimes that's different from night to night. And he's been really good at adapting, whether he's required to score, whether he's required to just pick up the pace, be a Patty Mills, just a shock to the system kind of guy, or if he's coming in to defend an overly strong 2 or 3 guard. Is he a surprise to you, Edwin?
He's accepted the last couple of years, it seems like he has settled in and accepted his role, which is hard to do because you got to keep in mind, I know they were tanking, but he was like the number one option for the team. And then going from that to sixth man, I don't know how much, that's the definition of a Spur. That's the thing we praise, like Patty Mills and all these other guys, like putting your ego to the side. But he's gotten better. He's gotten in better shape. He's just brought the energy. Even he doesn't have any plays called for him, and he's he's not a perfect player and he has limitations, but he knows who he is, and the one thing you'll never question about Keldon, he always plays hard.
I think you hit it on the head.
And I think he's embraced the role as the sixth man. I'm going to bring the energy, and if that means getting 10 rebounds, if that means scoring 15 points, if that means guarding guys, like you said, bigger than him, he anything you need him to do, he does.
It's been an impressive run, and it will go down as one of those little things that had to be done to become a playoff caliber team, but one that wasn't on the top of the list. The last thing you kind of put together on most teams is who's my best guy off the bench. Normally, you're worried about some other stuff, but at this level, and not only finding out who that guy is, but having the guy embrace the role is really spectacular. The Spurs are 13-6 right now. They're 6 games out of first place, but then again, they're behind that team that hadn't lost a game at all. The standings as we sit in the Western Conference is Oklahoma City, of course, at 20-1. Los Angeles at 15-5. The Rockets are 13-5. The Nuggets 14-6. The Spurs are 13-6. They're 5-4 away, which is, to me, the most spectacular of all these numbers. To have a winning record on the road, it's been a long time since we've seen that. 5-0 in the division, and obviously we've seen that the success come through the Emirates Cup. That's where we see that 5-0. 8-6 in conference. They're averaging 118 points a game. They're giving up 113, which is not a sustainable number. Let's be realistic about this. You can't consistently give up 70 points and a half and expect to be a consistently successful team. They've been able to keep up scoring-wise, and this has been, in fact, without, the best defensive player in all the world in Victor Wembanyama. But they do have a tendency to get loose, and it's not so much about the consistent scoring that they give up, because for the most part, they have enough offense now that De'Aaron is part of this team that we can always go get a bucket if we have to. He's the kind of guy that can just go get it when we've needed it. And they've been successful in keeping up. But when we do see those losses, like we saw with Minnesota, where they're consistently got a 8.9 lead, and then hiccup and just sneeze, and because their defense is pretty consistently loose, where we'll pull the ball out of the net and go get one to keep it even instead of stopping the ball from going to the net, that they give up these 15-point runs. We saw it in Phoenix. We saw it against Minnesota, where, boom, you're playing a good game. 3 minutes, you just lose your focus, and you lose the game.
Golden State both times, too.
Both times, where they're playing good basketball, but because they don't have that consistent defensive intensity that maintains you through those droughts of offense and manpower, that you just sneeze and you didn't do much differently. You just missed a couple of shots, but your defense didn't make up for that. And when we don't have the turnovers that we're forcing, or on the other side, when we don't have the 30-plus assist nights where just about guarantee us a win, we have to find ways to D up and just stop possessions. And that, I think, as we come in toward this last month, 3 weeks, I figure, without Wemby, as the other four guys are kind of settling into their rotation, as we finally get the last of our three guards back into the fold, I don't think that's going to be that significant an adjustment. I think it's going to affect Devin's numbers as far as minutes played, but I don't think it's going to be a huge adjustment as far as to the team as much as Wemby's addition will be defensively. I think that's the thing. If I'm Mitch, I'm not worried about the offense, especially tonight. I'm not worried about the offense, but I am worried about consistent team defense for all 8 dudes that play. And I think if we look back at the film for the last week and a half, the one thing I'm sure they're practicing more than anything else, spending more time on, is your defensive responsibilities. What happens when you're the only big on the court? What happens when there are 4 guards on the court? Where should I be once the ball hits the rim? Should I be at the ball? Should I be at the side? Where should I be? And I think there are some times in the defensive transition they get lost. And that's part of being a young team. But tonight against Memphis, no Ja. It's a team in turmoil. This is a Spurs team that, quite frankly, up until about middle of the third quarter, been feeling pretty good about themselves. The win in Denver on a Friday night after Thanksgiving was probably, for the most part, because so many people were out of town and doing other things and there was football on and all that, the least watched best game the Spurs have played in a year. A year. To go into Denver, who granted isn't as good at home as we would have expected.
And no Aaron Gordon, too.
And no Aaron Gordon, but to go into Denver, a team that is obviously your measuring stick, that is obviously the one closer to you, along with the Lakers and the Rockets, obviously, that you measure, how am I, where am I in this basketball world? And we rolled in there and took them down. And it was hard. It wasn't, they didn't just give up. We had to take them late, and it took our second best guy to have his best night of the year, and Devin Vassell, the second best guy or third best guy, depending on the court, to have his best night of the year. It was such a great win. And it was kind of like if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, didn't make a sound. Well, it should have made a sound. But what happened on the follow-up against Minnesota, there just wasn't the manpower, and the defense started to lack. So tonight I do expect, if you're a guy who likes to play the numbers, I'd play the under on this one tonight, at least for the first half. Just to see, I think the defensive intensity is going to be up a little bit higher, considering what they saw happen to them late in the third quarter. What do you think? What do you expect to see? 656-3776, 656-ESPN is the number to call. Hey, coming back on the other sid, let's talk some Cowboys. But before that, let's play a game, shall we? I warned you, I was a little late. It's time to play a game. We call it The Stat Is Right. No A.J. Barker today. So grab your phone and prepare to dial 656-3776, 656-ESPN. What we're asking you to do is give us the combined catches for George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb on Thursday night. If you can come up with that number, and you are the closest to that number, you will go see the Minnesota Vikings on us in a week and a half. So get on the phone, 656-3776, 656-ESPN, and tell Edwin your guess, and that would be caller number 6. Get on the phone and let us know. On the other side, let's hear from some football players. Now, how about an MVP candidate? When was the last time you got to hear from an MVP candidate? Well, probably the last time you heard from Dak, and we're going to hear from him coming next. Dak talking about the challenge that is the Vikings and Dan Campbell's love of beating the Cowboys. That's next. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're in 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I hope this morning you got up and washed yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water-softened shower. If that's you, you have done things the right way. Carry on. But I'll tell you what, if you don't have a Connecticut, I got a friend from a good close friend of mine, a friend of mine for 40 years. He called me and said, hey, man, it's time for a water treatment system. I hear you talking about Connecticut. Why should I get it? And I had the pleasure of telling him my personal feelings about a Connecticut. And you know what it was? Dude, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about my water softener. Can you say that? If you're not thinking about it, that means you never stopped and looked at a dish with that white powder on it. You never even had to think about that. You never had to think about, man, I used a lot of salt last month. What's going on? Man, the power bill's high because of my water softener. If you're thinking about that, that means you don't have a Connecticut. See, the Connecticut gives you the peace of mind of knowing you've got a piece of equipment in your home that's making your home more valuable, protecting your pipes, and, man, keeping your water fresh and clean for that beautiful sweet tea you like to make. Now's the time to call them. 656-PURE. Whether you're in the market for a new one, you're building a new home, if you're in a rental, you can still use a Connecticut. Call them today. Let them prove to you how valuable they are to your home. They'll come out and put one in your home, and when you decide to buy in 90 days, they've got a deal for you. First of all, a reverse osmosis drinking station doesn't sound like much. Let me tell you, I have one. You'll never have to buy another bottle of water again. So when you're filling your Yeti, when you're filling all of your drink cups walking out of the house, you got fresh, ready water, reverse osmosis, clean and pure, coming out of your faucet, ready to take out. Never need to buy another water bottle. And they have the decorative kind of accents for your sink that will certainly highlight your kitchen. You'll get that free of charge. So on top of protecting your home, you're going to get a great gift. So what are you waiting on? Call Connecticut today. And I know once you have one in your home, you're going to come by and thank me later.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Guys, you've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start treatment, you'll wish you had done it sooner. All the guys I know that go to Synergenics and Low T Center for TRT love it. The TRT test is free, not hundreds of dollars. The testo is pure, not compounded. Guys feel full of energy, not like they're still waiting for it to kick in. Get in now for your free TRT test. No appointment necessary before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com.
Find the most wonderful gifts at Macy's Friends and Family Sale with incredible deals on our best brands like Donna Karan, Avec Les Filles, Calvin Klein, and more, all at 30% off. Plus, take 15% off beauty and fragrance from Lancôme, Clinique, and Yves Saint Laurent. Or Star Rewards members can earn $20 in Star money for every $100 spent on eligible brands. Going on now, only at Macy's Friends and Family Sale. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PIPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Nugget Bills, Nuggets all the way.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison.
And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
is sharing them when we cut down the Christmas tree.
We will pack the car with gifts, and of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
There's nothing more frustrating than passwords and password, directives where you have to change the passwords. I mean, my password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, that's a good one to have. But our stupid work won't let you do that as a password. It's like, oh, you can't use that.
You idiots.
You can't. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah, well, we're different here with the Cowboys. That works perfectly fine.
Oh, you got to keep it kissed. We got it, Coach.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple, boys.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman.
Huddle up! There'll be no singing today. It's 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I will do you that favor. Edwin's sitting in a glass box. I'm on the other side alone. AJ out for the day. No Vic either. It's like mid-season. Vic's getting some load management. AJ's away for some valuable treatment.
We don't take load management.
No,
we're old school.
I'm old school.
All 82.
That's my goal. 82 in the playoffs. Speaking of playoffs, and this is the question, really. Are you confident that the Cowboys can make a little run? Do you feel like what you've seen over the last 3 games are translatable for the next 4? And if so, can they win a road playoff game? Is this team maybe turning into something that we should, as Cowboy fans, believe in? And the NFL fan in general want to either see the Cowboys get unceremoniously or ceremonially, depending on your perspective, exited from the playoffs in some sort of embarrassing way. How confident are you? Well, Dak was asked that yesterday. If he's ever felt more confident entering December, and this is what he had to say.
Actually, as you said, don't tell me. Especially going into December, just on the simple fact of we didn't play good ball early, and now we're starting to catch our stride. We're starting to figure out who we are on not just offense but defense and as a team. And it's fun. I can tell you that. I've been on other teams where you started off hot and you're at this time of the year trying to figure out what you've got to do to get back on the horse, and to have the momentum we do right now, the confidence, and not just that, the right guys in the locker room who understand where we are, who understand that this is the most important time of the year, and showing that in just their daily prep and throughout the week is fun.
That's your confident quarterback. It's kind of a strange position to be in, that as we come out of Thanksgiving, the gauntlet, and then you got a game that a month ago looked really difficult against a team that now kind of seems to be floundering a little bit, that the confidence level would be where it is. And I'm curious where it's coming from. I was looking down the Brigade bar, and I asked the question as the show opened, about confidence and what has changed. And some of the things where, defense obviously has improved. Quinton has made a difference. The running game certainly has helped. There's been, if CD ain't available, Pickens has been. So the wide receiver position has played quite well all season long. Now, not every game do we get them both, but there's always been one to kind of step in and fill the void. And on that note, Pickens has made himself a bunch of money and is about to be franchised because of the way he's played. I think the question about signing him, heck, we'll worry about signing him later. I think you're going to be a Cowboy for at least a year before they figure out which way they want to go with him, but he's earned that. But all that confidence kind of building up, I can kind of see the snowball starting to turn. We talked about the defense, the growth, and what has changed, and I think we can all universally agree that Quinton Williams' arrival has changed at least the way the Cowboys can play scheme-wise. It's allowed their players to kind of get into positions to do what they're supposed to be doing and not having to make up for something else because the defensive line was a donut that underneath, on the other side of the center, there had been nothing for years, quite frankly. So we can see that. I think one of those things that we haven't talked about, that those that really follow what the Cowboys have done, is the offensive line. Now, there's still there's way too many first-round draft picks on this offensive line to be what they are. But let's give credit what little we want to give to the line, and in specific, Tyler Booker. Because Booker, that's not he's kind of coming into his own, and it's not just his play on the field, according to Dak. It's his growth as a leader. This is what Dak says about his offensive lineman.
Yeah, damn sure's been more vocal, but it's just him being himself. He's not, doing and saying anything out of random or out of the ordinary. It's usually about what we're on, but he said it the other day, when is not enough. I want to dominate. And just like you hear that from a rookie, like, what the hell? But you feel it too. And when you're able to, somebody has that presence, doesn't matter your age, you're going to follow him and you're going to get behind him.
Tyler Booker, the Cowboys' first-round draft pick last year, is, we knew what Booker was. We saw it in training camp that as far as getting off the ball and creating a hole for his running back, they got the right guy for that. It was the pass protection and some of as I used to have an old coach, that lots of sins of commission, lots of things that he did wrong, but he was trying. It wasn't sins of omission. He didn't leave things out. He just did too much. I think we're seeing a change. And the fact that they finally can draft a lineman that not only is starting to live up to it, but getting better, and more importantly, taking over a leadership role that I do think that more than most anything else inside the locker room, away from the field, the Cowboys have missed the leadership, just the steadfast cornerstone of the team leadership that we had for so many years from Tyron and Frederick and those guys that were going to be wearing gold jackets, their absence over the last couple of years, it's a palpable understanding that left the building. And they've been waiting for somebody, a lineman in that room, to step forward and be a guy not just in that room, but in every room and on the field that you turn to as your leader. And Booker, he might not have everything, but he's got enough to be that guy. And I think as we look at, is the momentum a thing that can be carried through Detroit? Now, they can kick us in the nuts Thursday night, and this all could be over. But what we have seen over the last 3 weeks is a team that now can say, we've got pieces and parts, we're getting better, and even if we don't make it, which will kind of suck, we do have a place to go, and we've got a map to how to get there. Now, one thing we do got to get through first, and it's every game's a playoff game, is Detroit and Dan Campbell. Dan is a former Cowboy, spent some time in the Star, was named a potential head coach more than once over the annals, and it just didn't work out, and I do think there's something there. Dak talked about Dan Campbell and how much he enjoys beating the Cowboys.
Not necessarily. Definitely haven't been discussed. I mean, he's 1 for 1. We're 1-1. You said he likes beating us. I mean, it's not like he's gotten comfortable doing that. So, yeah, I'm sure the guy has a history here. I'm sure he wants to beat us just like everybody else does. Hell, I mean, I don't think it needs to be extra motivation. I'm sure the guys understand that. When you have the star on your helmet, everybody plays that way when they play us, to be honest with you. So it's not just because the coach has been here and, got something against us or whatever it may be. That comes with territory playing for the Dallas Cowboys, is you get that each and every week, no matter who you're playing against and who the opponent is.
That was an honest and absolutely true statement from a guy who's taken that kind of abuse just because of the star he put on his helmet. That you're a Cowboy, man. You just got to get used to teams loving to beat you, talking about it before they do it, and bragging about it after they did it. And Dan Campbell, 1-1, but I do get the little bit extra because, quite frankly, he was a hair away from being the head coach right around the Jason Garrett era.
He wanted this job.
He wanted it bad, and he was close. He was just too young and had no experience, or he'd have gotten the gig.
He ran up the score last year in Dallas.
Yes, so there is.
Because of what happened with the whole reporting eligible thing the year before. So yeah, anytime he has a chance to embarrass the Cowboys, he will.
That's a game you can catch live right here on San Antonio Sports Star. And in fact, to kind of get you going, the Blitz is back out on the road again. They're going to be out at the Roo Pub tomorrow night getting you ready for all the goings-on. They're also going to be out at the Rock on Friday night. Yeah, the Performance Center up there, getting ready for a big weekend. I'm going to make sure I plug this thing appropriately because they get to go on all kinds of fun stuff, and Edwin and I just kind of sit back here and just kind of hang out. We don't get to go do the fun stuff. They don't let us out in public. Where's the Blitz going to be? Friday, December 5th, they're out at the Rock at La Cantera. They're going to be getting there for a Spurs-Cavs watch party brought to you by Michelob Light. That's cool. Ultra, excuse me. You can register for a pair of tickets to an upcoming home game while you're out there. All brought to you by Michelob Ultra. It's worth every drop of sweat, win or lose. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra. Only 2.6 carbs there, Edwin. You watching your carb intake?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting a little heavy.
It's kind of hard in the holidays.
Well, yeah, you're putting on some pounds. You might.
I know.
You might hit 160 if you're not careful.
I know.
You might get a little bit heavy.
Winter stocking.
I got the email yesterday, the dreaded email that I'm going to have to spend some money. I wonder if you got the same email or if you have a friend. We'll talk about what that is next. This is 94.1, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star. The holiday season is the toughest time of the year to be on a weight loss program. It's hard to say goodbye or say no to those tamales, and it's hard not to grab those snickerdoodles and that fudge that Granny made. It's hard to pass it all up. And, when you go on a weight loss program, so many people think, well, there it goes, cold turkey. I'm going to be miserable until I find a weight that I'll no longer be miserable to stay at. That is not what Dr. Torres and the Institute for Functional Health preach, teach, or do. to lose weight, you have to balance things in life. And Dr. Torres, more than anybody else, knows that to ask somebody to go cold turkey on anything who has spent most of their life doing whatever they wanted is a recipe for failure. He has put together programs for hundreds, thousands of people just like you who did not want or think they could lose weight until they were absolutely had to do it. I'm one of those people. I walked into his door thinking, man, I don't know. I'm at a weight where I'm never happy, never comfortable, but the few things in my life that do give me pleasure is food. He understood that, put together a program that allowed me to do just enough to keep me occupied, but not so much that I was going to keep putting on weight. 10 years later, I am still on the program. I'm down 75 pounds and feel better today than I did then. In fact, how many 60-year-old men do you know that are not on a single statin? I'm not on a single medication to lower my blood pressure, protect my blood sugar, or anything like that. Can you say that? If you can't, maybe weight loss should be part of your future. I want you to call Dr. Torres today and let him explain to you far better than I can why he's been so successful and what he can do for you. The number's 210-468-1891. His website is a valuable resource. It's IFF Health. Go there. Take the functional health test. I promise you it'll open your eyes. Listen to me. If it's time for you to lose weight, if you didn't think you could, but now you gotta, I want you to call Dr. Torres today. He will change your life. And when he does, come by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, 1604 eastbound Boulevardy Road. That's a stall. Looks like they just moved it off of main lane. It's now off to the shoulder. Might notice a little bit of a delay right around Gold Canyon. 410 northbound 151 disabled vehicle left shoulder. Another stall at Loop 410 eastbound Jackson Keller right shoulder blocked. Looks like we are getting reports of a minor accident on 281 northbound right at 1604. It's on the frontage road. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Taco Bell's Luxe Cravings boxes give you decadent options. $5 gets you fan favorites, $7 gets you the fancy stuff, and $9 sends you on a journey of flavor exploration. Get yours at participating stores for a limited time. Prices and participation may vary. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Stay warm and save money this winter with a heater tune-up from Right Home Services. Their expert techs make sure your system runs efficiently and safely. Call 210-444-0000 or visit righthomeservices.com. Get it done right.
The right stuff. Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done. With precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way. With a dedication to lasting quality. Trusted performance and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Huddle up. Welcome onto the Star. Coming at you like a New York Giant kicker. I've never seen a Charlie Brown actually live like I did last night. I've seen air balls. I've seen missed free throws to win games, air ball free throws to win basketball games. I've never seen a kicker whiff. just whiff. Stub his toe like I did last night. That's kind of defines our show today. I got an email earlier. We got it yesterday. There's a guy in the office that's got a guy doing tamales. Just a guy. Every office has a guy who has a guy that's going to show up in the next 3 weeks, open up his trunk, open his cooler, and we're all going to buy tamales of unknown origin, like a wrestler from parts unknown. And trust it. It's part of San Antonio. I got an email asking me to define what Puro San Antonio is. What is the Puro San Antonio? Put it in one sentence. Buying tamales out of a trunk. That's Puro San Antonio. And I got the email, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it probably more than once. What's the going rate for a tamale now?
I have no idea.
I mean, the math that I got for this particular one was about $2 a tamale. That's effort, man. I mean, I've been to some tamaladas, and I'll pay some grannies.
What's the most you've spent?
Well, I mean, if a dozen is right at $25, I'm doing the math. That's over $2 a tamale. I'll buy. That's a nice trunk that you're buying those. That's the Cadillac of tamales. I need about a $15 Ford Maverick, 77 Maverick tamale. That's what I'm looking for. Tamale of indiscriminate origin that you really can't quite tell. It's meat. That's really all you know. Meat. Tamales. Coming around a bend, man. I'm going to head out today. I'm going to actually do something today that I haven't done in years. When was the last time you went into a mall, a brick and mortar store to go buy something? Not for yourself, for somebody else. Like went into a store and actually talked to people and stood in line and bought something.
Probably 4 or 5 years ago.
Seriously.
When I bought a Christmas gift.
Seriously. I can't.
It's been a while.
It's once a year, maybe for most of us. But I dread it. I am not looking forward to going and shopping. And that used to be kind of a highlight, right? That used to be kind of 'tis the season, hit the mall. But I loathe the mall. I dread having to go do what I got to do. And back in the day, I actually worked in the mall. It was the hub. It was the place to be. Now, I don't even know what goes on in there. The last time I tried to go to the mall, didn't every store used to open at 10 a.m.? Wasn't that the thing? Felt like it was when I was younger.
Maybe. I don't know.
Now, man,
I didn't pay
the mall.
attention
It was
to that
after
stuff.
10. They weren't open. They're like, we'll open at noon if we opened at all today. Now, the big ones, of course. But I got to go and I got to do some shopping today because I got to get some stuff in the mail. And I'm dreading going into it. And I put it off so long that I don't have time to order online. So I'm going to have to hit the stores and be the Christmas shopper. I can't honestly remember the last time I went and bought something for somebody else in a store. It's weird. I have to put on a mask. Lay low.
You're going to have to tell the stories from your mall shopping tomorrow.
Well, I'm going to be in and out. Now, I will not do, I have to go do this because I'm running out of time. But I've already gotten my gift. On this, I didn't go to the store to buy, and this is what got me in trouble. I was due a new television. On mine had been going out, and it's a long story, but I wanted a new television. And my wife told me last week that for Christmas, let's get you a new television. So she had done her research. My wife is wonderful about that. And I told her, this is what I want. I want this kind of refresh rate, and I want this, and I want a minimum size and all that. And she came and said, I found one. This is everything you wanted. And then I said, great, Merry Christmas. Let's do this. So I went to order it, and I saw that they had that same TV, but 20 inches larger for just a few dollars more. So I ordered that one. I figured my wife would like that one anyway. So I ordered a gargantuan, at least for my house, television. And my wife thought we were getting one size, and the delivery guy showed up yesterday and brought in essentially a drive-in movie screen. That it is way too big for the room. It's glorious. It is magnificent. It is, when I was the first time I really ever considered a television and its value in my life 30, 40 years ago, when I first was buying my own, I always aspired to have this. You know, you always wonder, what's the thing that when you were young, that you thought, if I can get this, that will show I've made it. I've been successful in my endeavors. I've raised a family. I have provided. But for me, I have made it when I do this. I think I did it on Friday. I think it arrived yesterday that I've reached a level at which I never thought I'd reach.
You finally made it.
I made it, Ma. Look at me, top of the world. I finally have a TV taller than me. I never thought I'd make it. I never thought I would see the day.
You take a picture next to it?
I did. I sent it to my son just to brag a little bit. But I have now something that's way too big for the house. And when I was putting it together, my wife realized that this isn't going to fit. So we had to make some adjustments to the home because I wasn't getting rid of the glories of my own drive-in movie theater in my house. I'm never leaving it. It's the best thing I've ever done for myself, and it's all I could do just to come to work. But, you know, AJ, that's why you're not hearing him, is not in and Vic's out too. So I came to work to hang with Edwin. Did we get who's the winner? Who qualified? Do we have a name? I don't need to know. I don't want to know the guess. I just want to.
We got a name.
Tell me the name. You forgot the name? Did you write the name down?
Well, I can't access it here, and I will put it up there, so I blanked on it.
Do you have a first initial?
Believe it starts with a R. I could be wrong on that.
You could have just given me a name.
His last name is Gallegos.
Gallegos?
Yeah.
Gallegos.
Gallegos, yeah. I forgot his first
name.
name.
Give him a nickname?
No, I think he's won something here before.
Oh.
He sounded familiar.
He's not a prize pig? What was his pick in the realm?
It was low.
Low, really?
Yeah.
See, the question is, and we're going to do it again tomorrow and for the rest of the week, we call it the stat is right. This week, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, their combined catches. If you're the closest after our final guesser on Friday, we'll tell you on Monday whether we have tickets for you to go see the Minnesota Vikings. So that's what we do the week prior to a home game. We give you the opportunity to do that. And the first guess on Monday I thought was a little high. So now we've come a little low. So make sure you're listening tomorrow. We'll probably do it a little bit later for you Brigade Bar types. Those of you on the Brigade Bar tonight, I'm reading everybody's Christmas stuff. Did you know you can get a 7-foot Christmas Chewbacca at Home Depot?
Didn't know that.
No, I didn't know I needed that.
I didn't know you could buy that either.
I didn't. Now, I've seen the giant skeletons and stuff for for Halloween, but I haven't seen the 7-foot Chewbacca. My neighbors have festooned, and I like that's a good word, festooned, their house with big lights. Do you have a neighbor that does the crazy lights?
Well, everyone has that neighbor. It's not directly next to me, but it's on our street.
I want to be that neighbor. I've always aspired to be that guy, and I don't mind putting the lights up, but I'm puro San Antonio because I buy tamales from a trunk. I don't take my lights down. What I've found over the years is if you use white lights, people don't care. You can use white lights all year long. Put a white light so you can dress your trees up with white lights and turn them on every night, and people are like, oh, how cute. But if those lights were green or red, HOA would be knocking on the door. That's the wrong color. We don't mind the lights is the wrong color. Speaking of, there's a car here in San Antonio. I have 2 eyewitness accounts that is covered in Christmas lights, like a parade vehicle, just like driving down the highway. I don't know if it's legal or not. I know that if you are driving a car that is covered in Christmas lights, you kind of got to get pulled over, right? The cop kind of has to pull you over. You're asking for it. You're like the slow gazelle. You're the easy one to pick out of the crowd.
You don't think the cop would kind of let him off the hook?
I don't think if I was robbing a bank, I'd be driving a car that was covered in Christmas.
Just the season.
Well, I mean, I saw that, and I'm all about that. If I did do that, you're just asking to get pulled over. You better mind your P's and Q's because the cops are looking at you.
Would you ever drive that?
No. Well, maybe, depending on the car. The other thing that sticks out to me as the holiday season is around, and I haven't seen it yet this year, when you're driving down, that used to happen on 1604, somewhere between, I would say, Blanco and Military Highway. On the median, someone would pull over every year and decorate one of the trees. Like just a random tree decorated on 1604. Now, I think that part that used to be decorated is gone now, that it's been bulldozed flat. It's got highway over it. But there were people out there that will just randomly decorate a tree. That's the kind of Christmas spirit that I wish I had. That's elf-like Christmas spirit.
I hope those people are getting paid.
Well, I mean, just let's decorate that tree.
Would I do it? Is that what you're asking?
Well, I'm all about it. I think that would be like a random act of kindness, that kind of thing, especially on a Giving Tuesday. Just pull over and decorate a random tree. Just out of the goodness of your heart. And the thing is, they would hang stuff on there that would stay on there for months. Does anybody remember those? There was one particular tree that every year somebody would decorate on 1604. It's the little things that matter so much. Kind of like tonight. See that transition I just did right there? That's a radio thing, a transition to close out the last 4 minutes of this hour. We're welcoming in the Spurs. I would be remiss if we didn't give it a little talk before the end of the hour, because the 8 o'clock hour is weird. Welcoming in Memphis tonight is kind of one of those get home, take a shower, pack your bags, and get back out of town. This is a home game, but this is a weird home game. They're coming home quick after a real quick roadie, and then they're hitting the road again. And what is it, for like 8-9 days? It's
something, because they're going to LA even next week for the Cup game, so it's going to even be more time on the road.
Yeah, we've added one more game next Wednesday. This isn't a rodeo road trip, but this is one of those recharge games for the Spurs that when we look at, we've got to get into the mindset now as Spurs fans, or at least those that are paying any kind of passing attention to the Spurs, that now every game matters, and not for the reasons that they used to when we were racing to the bottom. Now every little game matters, because for the Spurs, we now have to consider them a playoff team. I think we've got enough of a sample size to say this is a team, when fully functioning, is a very good team. But even minus a couple of dudes, you can go into Denver and play another high, well-regarded team like Minnesota the way you did on the road. You're certainly a playoff team. These wins and losses start to matter later, and we let them pass by now because we're used to losing early in the season because there was really no point. Now, these little home wins that we need to stack, especially when we give games away. And, welcoming a team home is one thing, but they've got to come home, take care of business, and get back out of town. And they've been very, very good at home. And you wonder, that the home cooking is always something that matters. But when you're down so many guys and you're probably kind of tired by now, the home field matters. Home court matters on nights like this. So we always joke about Tuesday nights in Milwaukee. Well, this is going to be a Tuesday night in San Antonio against a team, quite frankly, who, if you give them the opportunity, they'll quit. I'll say it again. If you give the Grizzlies an opportunity, they will give you the game. But you got to make them quit. And you got to make them check out early, because by the same token, Memphis believes and has in the past jumped up and bitten us in the ass in ways that we didn't see coming. Now, there'll be no Ja tonight. But this is a team that plays the kind of defense that tends to slow us down a little bit. I envision tonight with the Spurs coming on with this grief one, a lot of bench play. I think there's going to be some guys that are going to get some extra minutes tonight that don't normally get it. And with that in mind, as we go through the daily lines and talk about it in the 9 o'clock hour, for those of you that do the DFSs, you might look for some of those peripheral players to get the mores than you're accustomed to. The ones that are going to get probably a few more minutes and a few more opportunities than they're accustomed to. That's just my perspective. We're going to continue talking about the Grizz and the Spurs coming up and the Spurs run as they get closer and closer to Christmas. The Cowboys got a big one in Detroit. We're going to hear from a variety of sources, including their head coach and their quarterback. Oh, and by the way, tonight, a little bit after 7 o'clock, we're going to find out where your favorite team might be or not be playing. Lots to talk about. See you in about 6 minutes.
The Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Macy's Backstage. Macy's Backstage is a whole department inside your Macy's store where you can find so many holiday essentials, all for under $25. With new arrivals every day, you never know what amazing deals you'll find. Don't wait. Find a location at macysbackstage.com.
Guys, you've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start treatment, you'll wish you had done it sooner. All the guys I know that go to Synergenics and Low T Center for TRT love it. The TRT test is free, not hundreds of dollars. The testo is pure, not compounded. Guys feel full of energy, not like they're still waiting for it to kick in. Get in now for your free TRT test. No appointment necessary before 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com.
Hi. My name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level. And the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition product.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a new trouble spot on the far west side, Highway 90, westbound, just west of 211. Got an accident, roadway reduced to one lane. It's a 20-minute delay, slow from Montgomery. Now, we do have a record that just rolled up onto the scene, so hopefully that will clear soon. Did clear the wreck. 281 Frontage Road, northbound at 1604. Still have a stall, 1604 eastbound Bulverde Road that's off to the shoulder. Get reports of some debris in the roadway on 35 northbound at Walsham. It's taking up 2 right lanes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Motor City, taking on the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys will be playing on Thursday night against the Lions in Detroit, but Detroit will be shorthanded as their top corner, Terrion Arnold, has been placed on the IR and is set to have season-ending shoulder surgery, while top wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, who suffered a sprained ankle on Thanksgiving, did not practice yesterday, and his status is in question for Thursday night. Dallas Cowboys left tackle Tyler Guyton did not practice as he continues to work back from a sprained ankle as well. In college football, the rankings come out tonight. The real question is, how far will A&M drop? And is Tech in line for a bye? And is Texas within striking distance? So many questions, so little time. We'll find out tonight at 6 o'clock when the rankings are revealed. And the Spurs get back into action tonight as they take on the Memphis Grizzlies at the Frost Center. Tip is set for 7 o'clock. The injury report shows no return for Wemby, Castle, or McLaughlin. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, gather around. Huddle up. It's the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson. No AJ today. He is load managed along with Vic, who is on IR for the week. In his stead, never load managed, always old school Edwin Hafner. I am Rob Thompson. I came to work against my better judgment, but here I sit alone in a box. Me and Edwin, we're fighting through it, baby. We'll be here for the next 2 hours. Don't go nowhere. We got fun to have. We're going to get tonight. What time is the announcement, Edwin? They normally do it like 7:30, halftime of some basketball game, right?
It's probably either 6:30 or 7.
So I know you all were thinking, what does Rob have his rankings at? And, you know, can he see things in the perspective that is correct? even though he's looking through maroon-colored sunglasses. Ohio State at number 1, Indiana 2, of course, Georgia 3. They certainly deserve it. Texas Tech, guess what? In my book, you deserve a bye. Top 4, Big 12 champ if they carry through. Then we get to the interesting stuff. Oregon, I think, is number 5. I think they might have maybe the best quarterback in college football, despite other guys getting more publicity. We'll talk about that. Ole Miss and A&M at 6 or 7. My football brain and my Aggie closet tells me that A&M probably should be 6th. I think a couple of their wins are probably a little bit better than Ole Miss's at the time when A&M beat the teams, as opposed to when Ole Miss beat the teams. I thought they were a little bit different. But I could certainly see Ole Miss coming in at 6 because, quite frankly, they won the Egg Bowl. They beat Mississippi State. Texas lost, or A&M lost to Texas, so I can see 7. Though I think if we went point for point, play by play, team for team, I think A&M probably deserves 6, but I'll put them at 7 just because of the loss. Oklahoma coming in at 8 for me. Notre Dame at 9. 10, Alabama. Again, that could flex according to where they sit. Now, this is where we get into what could be kind of a doomsday scenario for an entire conference. I have Virginia, if they beat Duke, as the ACC champion, and they get in. They've been ranked enough during the year. They're low quality. They are. They're not 1A kind of stuff. But I do think, given the past and given the obvious move to a 16-team tournament, the selection committee, aren't going to set a precedent of leaving a power conference out. So I think if Virginia does get in or does win, beat Duke this week in the ACC title game, that they get it. And then at 12, Tulane. I think they might end up being, I don't know, losing their coach, what that's going to affect the votes they might get. You know, I think would you think Tulane, Edwin, or would you maybe go James Madison? Where do you see the group of 5 rep coming from?
Who's the best wins between the two teams?
Well, I think Tulane probably has some better wins.
But their coach is actually coaching them through the playoff, or if they make it, even though he's the Florida coach.
I just think all things. I think Tulane has a little bit of a track record. They've been good for a couple years.
They're in the AAC's tougher.
It's tougher. They've cycled through a couple of coaches. Remember, they lost Willie Fritz, and now they get another coach, and they maintain some stability as far as the program. If I was on the selection committee, as we sit right now, I'd probably vote Tulane. But then we got to look at the doomsday scenario of what does the selection committee do if Duke wins? If Duke knocks Virginia out. The Duke is 7-5. They're unranked. If they go to 8-5, they'd be a conference champ, not ranked among the top 5 conference championships. There'd be several higher-ranked teams from the group of 5, James Madison, Tulane, North Texas. I don't know what you do. And this isn't a matter of right and wrong, good or bad. This is more about precedent, because once we get past about 5 of these schools, there's really not a lot of, I just don't see there's not a dark horse that's going to sneak in there. Maybe Notre Dame can maybe frighten you, but I don't see OU. They don't seem to have enough offense. And I'm not saying they don't deserve to be there. I don't know about Tech's quality of schedule. I don't know how good they are. I know they're good enough to be there, and I'm not questioning whether they even get a bye. But are they good enough to knock off the upper echelon? I just don't see a 3-game run coming from any of these dudes, or even a 2-game run. So given that scenario, this isn't about the best teams, because this isn't how it's set up. And I just can't imagine, if I'm an athletic director in another conference like the Big 12, putting my 2 cents in for a conference not to make it because they didn't measure up, when I'm kind of in the same boat as the Big 12 or the ACC. They're kind of basketball conferences that every now and then are going to offer good football, but for the most part, what they were is not what they are. And by the way, while we're talking about it, did you know today is the anniversary of the death of the Southwest Conference?
What year was it?
I think that was 95.
Wasn't there like a 4 or 5 way tie for like the last Southwest Conference?
Pretty much. I know the last game was like Rice and Houston played the last game of the Southwest Conference era, and that was pretty much today or yesterday, back in '95 when the conferences closed down. And by that point, the Southwest Conference was about to become one of these lesser conferences. That's why they had to change. They were being weighed down by a couple of schools that either had some, you got to keep in mind the era, some recruiting issues that kind of killed them, SMU, and some schools that kind of got left behind, like Rice and Houston, that have made some comebacks, but they needed to break up. This is the outcome of the new coalization, and we've got one conference that pretends to be a football conference that really kind of still is at their heart in the Big 12, and an ACC conference that hopes to offer 1 or 2 teams a year. They're even remotely nationally competitive. That's just how they are. And if they're gonna be that way, then maybe treat them that way and don't send them. But I wouldn't do it in the last year of just 12 teams. I think that if Virginia gets the win, they're in. And if Duke loses, if I'm a voter, I'm voting for Miami.
I don't know why Miami's not in ahead of Notre Dame when they beat them head-to-head.
I agree.
And they have the same record.
And that's one of those things that I can
I know it was week 1, but still, they played on the field.
We're holding other teams accountable for early losses. Ask Texas. I can fix a wrong, though. I can fix what used to not be fixable by getting Miami in. I'll still get an ACC rep. They just didn't win the division or win their conference, but they're the best team, and I'd give them the at-large. And that's a tough one considering the at-large, we're talking about Texas and Alabama, quite frankly, is an at-large. And I mean, there's some really good at-large schools, but I think I could fix something that probably doesn't need to be fixed. I mean, the world wouldn't end if the ACCs didn't send a team. But if Duke beats Virginia, I think Miami's going to get in. I think that the committee has told us how much they like them by keeping them in the rankings, by keeping them in the tournament. I think the AP has showed us that they've got enough of the coaches and the writers behind them. I don't think there'd be that big of a kerfuffle if Miami got in and Texas didn't, because they would be representing a conference that, by the agreements, the letter, there's going to be a representative every year, the conference champion. Well, this year the conference champion wasn't good enough, but a runner-up is. I think that if I was one of the selection committee in the quiet and darkness of the voting booth where I don't have to tell everybody what I did, I think I'd vote for Miami in, even though Texas is better. Texas is better. That's hard for me to say, but I think anybody who watched the game, or at least has watched Texas over the last 3 weeks, has to admit to themselves that not only are they one of the top 12 teams, really, you got to be one of the top 10 because 2 are gimmies. And they're a top 10 team. I think that they deserve every bit of it. But 3 losses, it's just not going to be any way to overcome it. What do you think? We had a Tech fan call in, and again, we kind of left Tech by the wayside because they don't have a Heisman candidate. They got a really well-known linebacker who's got a nice mustache and a helicopter-flying wife, but really not a guy that we go, I can't wait to see him on the field, to go above and beyond, to really kind of draw you in above and beyond being the champion of the Big 12. That for most of the viewing public around the country, let's be honest, a lot of folks have not seen Tech play other than in the national game where Game Day showed up a couple weeks ago where they just dispatched BYU. What do you think? Should Texas be in? 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Vincent called. So Texas should get in, huh?
Rob,
Yo.
Texas has no business getting in. You had 3 losses. You got blown out by Georgia. You lost to a terrible, terrible Florida team. And yes, you played Ohio State. Okay. But Sark, he was over there parading on the Cal and Cowherd show how he should get in. You got 3 losses, brother. I'm sorry. You have 3 losses. That's it. You played UTEP. You played San Jose State. You played a cupcake at the beginning of the season, and everyone was talking about how bad the offense was. Yes, you've been playing good the last 5 weeks, but you have 3 losses.
But Vincent, let me ask you a question. And I agree with everything you're saying, and there's going to be a lot of people saying that. I don't care what you say. You got 3 losses, you immediately get disqualified. But what about the eye test? What about looking at the teams that have a chance to go? And we know we can't send the top 12 teams because we got to send a group of 5, and we got to send, we're just not going to get that. But we can get by vote, whether if not by ranking, but just by, gamesmanship. We can get 10 of the best teams in the country. And if you're going to do that, doesn't Texas need to be a part of that?
I just don't think so. And it also depends on the way the committee is going to view Lane Kiffin not being with Ole Miss.
I agree.
And you know what? We'll see when that comes out. And then if Tulane wins, they're in, right?
They should be.
That's a group of 5, and then of course there's going to be chaos if Duke beats Virginia.
Now, okay, let's say we both agree that, and it's easy for me to say Texas go play in the damn Poulet and Weed Eater Bowl for all I care. But let's just say we agree that they shouldn't go. And I know that you shouldn't count a conference championship loss too heavily. I think it should count in the rankings and and who you play. I don't think a conference championship loss should knock you out. But if Alabama loses, and it's entirely possible, if not probable, they'll have 3 losses. Do we tell them they don't get to go? I don't know.
At that point, it's just branding, right?
Well, if it's branding and money, Texas is already in. If it's all about getting eyes on screens and keeping national brand, you got to get Texas in because they're going to bring the most viewers, they're going to bring the most money and the most clout. That's what Texas is. That's where the chaos sets in, and that's why the Virginia-Duke game will come down, as crazy as it sounds, the most important football game short of the national championship game this year. Because it could set a precedent, the likes of which we haven't seen before and probably won't again once we expand it, where we will have a conference champion not invited to the tourney. And I know all of us are, we love college sports because it's pure. There's nothing out there other than the will to win and the team and alma mater and let's go win one for the Gipper kind of stuff. No, this ain't pure. We gave up pure a long time ago. This is all about who's going to make the most eyes come to the TV set the most often. Texas does that. More than Miami. Probably equal to Alabama. But Texas does that. How much doesn't matter. We're going to continue talking about it. Your thoughts are welcome. If you haven't gone on the Brigade Bar and said howdy and smashed the like, go do that now. You're going to have a couple of minutes as we go to break. When we get back, the Dallas Cowboys are just about 48 hours away, a little bit more than that, from a playoff game. It's not by the time of year, but it is, in fact, a playoff game. We're going to get their altitude from a couple of players and look at what Dallas is going to have to do to beat a Detroit team that right now appears to be a little banged up. Dallas Cowboy talk coming your direction. Stay here, man. This is where all the cool kids are. You're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Motor City, taking on the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
I got to tell you guys about Underdog Fantasy. I was playing Underdog this weekend. And, guys, there is no better place to play, and there's, quite frankly, no better time to play Underdog than right now. They always have something popping off, whether it's NBA, college hoops going right now. They had a ton for college football, and, of course, the NFL. Make those picks and win some money right now at Underdog. It's so easy. You pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on their stats, rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, whatever it is. Get your picks right, and you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. Download the app today. Sign up with the promo code ALAMO. You'll score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code ALAMO. Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Hello, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio, and since 1994, I've been representing people and families seriously injured by negligent drivers. I think everyone knows that driving while using a cell phone, texting, posting videos is dangerous. Study after study shows that use of a cell phone like this is the same or worse than driving under the influence. Yet, many people insist on using their cell phones while driving. I've had many cases where my client was injured by one of these people because they chose to use their cell phone. Who are these people? You and I have both seen them, probably today. Men, women, old, young, minivan drivers, truck drivers, 18-wheeler drivers. I know this. The same person that chooses to use their cell phone while driving is the same person who will lie about it later just to avoid taking responsibility. If you choose to use a cell phone while driving and hurt someone, you'd better hope they don't call me. If you or a family member has been injured in a vehicle collision, call me. Jason Thompson, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400.
Discover the newest place to play at Top Golf New Braunfels. Opening this Friday in the New Braunfels Town Center at Creekside. Top Golf New Braunfels features new games, food and drink, a 9-hole mini golf course, and half-off gameplay Monday through Thursday. Come play at Top Golf New Braunfels.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Whoa. More fiber?
What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
This holiday season, Rachel will get Anna a fabulous faux fur coat. Anna will say Rachel shouldn't have, but Rachel didn't. Because Rachel will only have to spend $75 on a coat Anna thinks costs $200. But then again, it's what she thought that counts. Yes, JCPenney. Higher price reflects comparable national brand. Price valid through 12/2. Some exclusions apply. See coupon for details.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Feel like hitting the jackpot? At Thomas J. Henry, we're giving away $5,000 in cash every week to 5 people from now till December. And then in December, we're giving 2 lucky winners $100,000 each. See rules and enter at thomasjhenrylaw.com. No purchase necessary.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's the Morning Huddle. We're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys, but my phone's kind of blowing up. Got a bunch of mean green types saying, what about us? Yeah, North Texas. You have every right, DJ, every right to preach the mean green. This is a team scoring 50 points a game. I mean, they hang it on everybody. And we're talking about Tulane like they're in. UTSA beat Tulane. And I'll say this, North Texas. You hang 50 on Tulane, if you do what you've been doing, probably in. 112 years of football. And North Texas could maybe kind of get in, but I do think you're going to have to score over 40 points to just kind of stand up and be seen. Because I do think that 12 slot is pretty wide open. I do think that you can win your way in. But the ironic part of this is North Texas and Tulane. Is Eric Morse going to hang around if you go? Is he going to stay? I don't know. I haven't read this. Have you heard this, Edwin?
I haven't heard anything.
If you do get in, is Eric going to be allowed to stay? Is he going to, or is he on the road to try to get some talent to Stillwater? We already know that if Tulane goes, they're going to keep Summerall around, right? He said he's going to go. And that also, if I'm a voter, I don't know how much I played this. I don't know how much I count for absent coaches. Whether they're leaving and staying and to coach or they're leaving, I don't know if I discount. I take away from the successes of the team because their coach left. I don't know how I handle this. And I don't think you could put in a manual every year. If coach leaves for another team and is not going, we give them X value. And if a coach is going to go to another team and is staying, we give them this value. I don't know how we quantify that. I do know that the one bit of precedent that I have seen was when Florida State lost their quarterback a couple years ago. What were they, 10-1?
No, they were undefeated.
They were undefeated, lose their quarterback, and
Alabama jumped them.
Eye test tells me you don't get to go. So they did set that. The committee does have that in their back pocket. Look, we've already done this. We don't care what you've done. What we see right now ain't enough. And I don't think that North Texas falls into that. But I do think that they're going to have to stand tall and whoop some ass. They better be the best green team walking off the field at the AAC championship game by far. They're going to have to whoop Tulane because Tulane, I think, just has a little bit of a leg up just because of national notoriety. Even though UTSA took care of Tulane, even though they did get dispatched, even though they're going to lose their coach to a big-time gig.
We've never gone through this where we've had coaches leave in their playoff, especially at a bigger school, even like a school like Ole Miss, even with like Lane.
To see this, obviously, chaos is what we want because it keeps us interested. But how much chaos? Have we had enough chaos this year to where it makes it easy to expand just because I don't want to have to deal with this anymore. I don't want to have to deal with whether North Texas or Tulane can fit through the eye of a needle. I don't know. I think 16 teams would tell me, if there were 16 teams today, right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure 2 teams come out of the group of 4. I'm not sure whether suddenly Tulane and North Texas get in. I don't think that adds to the pot. I think there'll always only be one.
If there's 16, would probably be what? Texas, Miami.
Would be shoo-ins. There wouldn't even be a question.
Vanderbilt, because Vanderbilt's 10-2, and they're not going to get in.
And I think Vanderbilt would have the last of the argument.
And BYU maybe?
I'm just not sure despite everything and even Big 12 fan trying to prop BYU up, that I can quantify them on a talent level any higher than North Texas or Tulane.
I guess if BYU had lost, maybe Utah would get, but there would be the next 4 would be pretty obvious if there were 16.
The problem with BYU is the one time we got to truly pay attention to them, to really look at them from pregame and get a look at the coach who seems to be on the Penn State radar.
Got destroyed.
They got just utterly blasted by a team that, quite frankly, even though not maybe doesn't deserve the reputation of just being Big 12 good, but that's kind of what Big 12 is right now. You're Big 12 good. But, the good news is that Big 12 good was enough to win a game last year for Arizona State. And I think if Tech does get in there and does get the bye, I'll tell you this, you better freaking win the second game. You better win your game. Because if you don't, Big 12 gets relegated, man. Because the reputation will be firm at that point. That, these teams are just Big 12 good. They're worthy of attention far more than the ACC, but when it comes to big-time football, it's still SEC, Big 10, 6-8 deep before we even get to the next conference. If Tech doesn't go get it, I think whether deserve it or not, that the Big 12 will be glad that it's going to 16 teams. Because they look like a permanent one big league right now. That's just, and I don't like that fact because there were several teams during the year that I thought had genuine opportunities. The BYU had genuine opportunities. Utah had genuine opportunities, but at every turn, either too banged up or just not good enough. So as we get this expansion coming, these 4 teams, it'll be best for all of us. And we'll still have the debate about the 16th team. But for those of you that think when we get there next year, that it'll suddenly open the door for another group of 5 team, no.
You're going to get 9-3 SEC teams, and maybe a 9-3 Big 10 team.
Easily. Or worst case scenario to me is suddenly we get a 9-3 ACC team, a second place ACC team. That's the nightmare scenario because at that point things have gone completely off the rails. That's why I do believe that the committee this year, the way they vote, will really play into how things play out with 16 teams. Who do they really see as football conferences, and who do they see as just good teams inside of an average conference? And that matters on perspective. That's why we're here. That's why I do believe that if Indiana gets hammered by Ohio State, I don't think they fall past third. I just don't think they fall. They can get just waxed, and they don't suffer the way A&M does. And it should be that way. They've earned it. They've earned to be that way. They've earned the opportunity to lose a game and not suffer for it. They have. Tech, on the other hand, they haven't earned it. You lose conference championship game, you don't get a bye.
Tech's going to be in. Yeah, they're just not getting a bye. Even if they lose.
And all of this is predicated on. I've said all day. I'm pretty comfortable with 11 teams. I'm pretty sure are 10 teams that are going to be there. Now, where they're going to be playing and whether they're going to get a week off after we get past Big 10 champion and SEC champion, which, I know they're going to get the week off. After that, I don't know. There could be utter chaos depending on how Alabama does. They take down Georgia. I think we got complete chaos. And then we've already talked about the doomsday scenario where if Duke wins, all bets are off. I have no idea what the committee will do. It'll be, we're going to have to chase down individual members and kind of look at their social media history. This is like those electors, man. I have no idea what they're going to do when they get behind closed doors because I think most football types will go, no ACC team. They don't deserve it. At least the conference champion does. And if we're going to have any team, it should be Miami. And there's a bunch of teams around the country that say, well, yeah, you're ACC good, man. Most of those wins were unimpressive. The only one that matters to us might be the pit because it looked good to close out. It's like winning the last 5 seconds of a fight round. But the really only thing that gets them in is the Notre Dame win. That's it. And if you're an alumni type, which game do you want to go see? If you're an Aggie, do you go ahead and buy that home game ticket to go take on Virginia or whoever else, or whoever the hell they end up lined up against, if they're 6th or 7th, or do you wait for that second game? So many questions to answer for people that have not, quite frankly, been here before. On the other side, the Dallas Cowboys have a playoff game on Thursday night. We're going to talk about it. We're going to hear from head coach Brian Schottenheimer and talk about the defense. We know what this offense has been, but I really want to delve into why the Cowboys have improved over these last 3 weeks. And is it just better dudes? Or has Eberflus become a better coach? We're going to talk about that next as we look at the Dallas Cowboys and get you ready for another incredible NFL weekend. It's nut-cutting time. We got teams that are going to take a turn south. We'll look forward to the rest of the football weekend coming up next. We're glad you're hanging around with us. This is the Morning Huddle, and you're on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hey, it's the holiday season, and when most people think about gifts, they don't really consider a big, beautiful orange tractor sitting out in their barn. But let me tell you, if you want proof that you've been on the good list, have an Ewald Kubota sitting out in the barn as gifted with a big old ribbon around it. Let me tell you, there is nothing better than knowing you've got the right tool for the job, and every job has a proper tool. And a Kubota, boy, that's a Swiss Army knife of tools. They have the best tractor you can get for the money. They got a variety of styles to suit your individual needs, whether you need land clearing, whether you need a front-end loader, whether you need a big old lawnmower, whether you need a zero-turn mower, they've got everything you need when you walk into Ewald. And if you're the type that likes to make a deal, if you're the type that does the research and knows exactly the value of something and wants to go in and get it for the right price, you cannot choose a better place than an Ewald Kubota dealership, because no great offer is ever refused. Because John Ewald and the rest of the Ewald family understand that the purchase is just the beginning of what will be a long and wonderful relationship, because they're going to be with you from here on out. Whether it's a business relationship and you're leasing equipment and you need parts or service immediately, they are your partner. They will be with you till the project is done. And if you need a part, whether you go by or you make the call, they're there for you. And when you go to buy the fun stuff, when you go buy the LTV and the ATVs to get yourself out to your deer blind or to get things cleaned out on your property, they know what you're buying and they know what you need to get. They're the best people to deal with. I can't say enough about Ewald Kubota, but you're going to have to find out for yourself. Whether it's a brand new lawnmower or it's a time to get some hay bales work done. By the way, their balers, they got great deals on warranties. They're doubling the warranty on their balers right now. Whether you need it for your home, for your property, or for your business, the first stop should be Ewald Kubota. And I'll tell you again, from the Texas coast to the Texas Hill Country, Ewald Kubota, well, heck yeah, they are your Kubota dealer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA. .1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Progressive Commercial Insurance can protect your small business with over 30 coverage options, an easy-to-use mobile app, personalized discounts, and more. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Discounts and coverage selections not available in all states or situations.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You know the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, how about those Houston Texans? They are making a run.
Andy Kalu will join us at 3:35 to talk about this Houston Texans winning streak.
More college football fallout. We'll preview the college football poll release.
Plus Spurs Grizz on Tuesday night. We'll get you ready for tip-off.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, huddle up. We're running a trick play. Pay attention. Edwin, go deep. It's the Morning Huddle here on 94.1. No AJ, he's on load management. You reach star status. Some days you just get to take the day off. Or you make up some kind of fake illness so you can sleep in. I don't know. Edwin and I are going to take you all the way through. Got another hour or so to go. I promise that we're going to talk some Dallas Cowboys for sure. I'm going back and forth with a couple of the outliers. I got a couple of North Texas types coming at me. DJ the loudest. He's telling me, hey, Eric Morris is going to coach, and North Texas is good with him staying. It's funny that we have to have these conversations on whether a coach should be allowed to finish the season with his team. It's just awful. I don't know the answer. I just know it ain't good. It ain't the right thing to do. It's just the thing that we have to deal with now that needs to be fixed. We've said enough about that. Let's talk some Cowboys. I guess the best surprise of the year for the Cowboys, as much as the improved running game has mattered, as much as the improvement of Tyler Booker has really shown over the last month that they finally drafted themselves somebody. To me, the biggest acquisition of the year, after all has been said and done, and most people agree this is an easy one, is George Pickens. My gosh. I mean, the Cowboys have think of the last 5 years prior to this and the ongoing attempt to find a second to run along with CD. And they went and, they find a guy who, quite frankly, like they used to find their defensive linemen, have been thrown on the scrap heap. A lot of talent, but there are issues that just kind of kept them going. And the way Pickens has been playing has been absolutely extraordinary. I mean, especially considering that CeeDee Lamb, certain like last week, he's all pro. He's one of the top. I mean, we saw what he is capable of. But then you juxtapose that with the week before where he had Roberto Duran hands. He had hands of stone. This is a weird year for CD, but the makeup for George Pickens has been extraordinary. It really has been. And CD, he talked about the up and down, getting himself back on track after what was a tough weekend and coming back and getting all those catches. CD's on a hot streak. This is what he had to say.
Feels good, man. Just overall getting back on the right track. I feel like it's a momentum thing. And as a receiver, I feel like everything is confidence-based. I wouldn't say I lost any confidence. It was just more so just getting in my own head. And I feel like you can't really do that in this position, especially with as many games as we have coming up, or like a short week, or like, just different situations. You can't really let what happened last game, good or bad, reflect on like what's going to happen this one.
We love CD, and certainly he's a top 5 wide receiver getting paid, and his production is absolutely there. But of all the great wide receivers, of all the ones that we put on the list of, I'd have that guy on any team at any time, he's the one that has the most fluctuation. He's the one that has games where he drops 4 balls. Can you say that about any of the other greats that are running around? That there'll be a game where Chase drops 3 balls. I don't recall that. There's going to be a game where young brother Smith and Jigba drops 4 balls. No, that doesn't happen. But with CD, for some inexplicable reason, over the last couple of years, he's had those games. Well, this year, he's got Pickens on the other side. And Pickens, let me tell you, there's the fly route. They have the route tree, like the 9 route, the 7 route, and the out route, and the wheel route, and all the different routes have a number. Well, I would give one route in particular. I would not give it a name or a number other than the Pickens. The Pickens is a route, and he was asked about the slant, the Pickens route yesterday.
Nah, it's kind of inevitable. It's going to happen regardless. Yeah, that's why I really can't really describe it. It's going to kind of happen regardless. Because I done beat it against 2 man. I done beat it against man, 3, 4. Right. So it's a window thing.
Is it also because they have to respect the fact that you can take the go ball?
Exactly. So, that's why I was like, it's kind of inevitable. There's nothing they can do to win. It's kind of hard to describe because I got the go ball, got the stop route, slant. Now they're kind of focused on the slant. I still got the go ball. You feel me? So it's a lot of stuff.
I'd like to be that confident in anything I did in life. In anything, I don't care what I do. I'm not that good at anything in my life that I can talk about. Yeah, I'm good at that, but I'm also good at this, and you can't take that away. I'm good at that too, so just bring it on. That's the way I want my wide receiver to talk. And you don't get to talk like that unless you got an MVP caliber quarterback throwing to you. And I've been the last to kind of jump on this. Dak's having an incredible year because you are what your record is, especially as a quarterback. But the fact is, Dak, over the last 5 years, December has sucked. December has been terrible. Either he's been walking around in a cast or a boot, or they're coming off a couple of game losing streak, all happening within 10 days. The Thanksgiving gauntlet's been terrible. Well, guess what? In 2025, well, things are a little bit different. Dak was asked if this is, well, quite frankly, the most optimistic he's ever been in December.
I don't know if I have. That's a great question. Yeah, especially, as you said. You don't tell me. Especially going into December, just on the simple fact of, we didn't play good ball early, and now we're starting to catch our stride. We're starting to figure out who we are on not just offense but defense and as a team. And it's fun. I can tell you that. I've been on other teams where you started off hot and you're at this time of the year trying to figure out what you've got to do to get back on the horse, and to have the momentum we do right now, the confidence, and not just that, the right guys in the locker room who understand where we are, who understand that this is the most important time of the year, and showing that in just their daily prep and throughout the week is fun.
Listen to Dak, who is obviously the leader of the team, the de facto face, the voice, all the conscience, everything that the Dallas Cowboys are. And as they carry through all of this, we have to keep in the background, as the Cowboys have won 3 straight, that this is a team that's playing with a purpose, that went from pain when kneeling, and they're still dealing with that. Every time they walk into the locker room, I'm sure there's an empty locker that everybody sees, that there's something that will remind them on a daily basis that this season is about his memory and about the legacy that he left. And that allows you to play with a higher purpose. And those higher purpose teams always seem to excel when things go down, but they need the leadership behind it. And we know what Dak has been. But one of the things that has changed over the last couple of weeks, and it's the maturation of young rookies, is the growth of a young offensive lineman, Booker. Tyler Booker has turned himself into not only just a drive blocker, but a motivating force on the team outside of just the offensive lineman room. That now Booker's the guy that you can hear on the sidelines, that you can see on the field, that is the guy that they turn to be the steadying force as a rookie. And think about what the Cowboys have invested over the last couple of years on trying to find the replacement for that Hall of Fame core that the Cowboys just quite frankly frittered away. That they had 3 gold jackets running around on their offensive line for a decade and didn't get anything done. So they've spent the last 4 years, 5 years, constantly trying to find not only a great football player at guard, tackle, center, but a leader among them. A guy like Tyron Smith, who was the epitome of the quiet leader. That you look to Tyron to see how I should act in the worst circumstances. Well, guess what? It appears that the Cowboys might have found a dude that might finally step into that. And his name is Tyler Booker. And Dak was asked about his new offensive lineman, and you can tell he's pretty impressed.
Yeah, damn sure's been more vocal. But it's just him being himself. He's not, doing and saying anything out of random or out of the ordinary. It's usually about what we're on, but he said it the other day, when is not enough. I want to dominate. And just like you hear that from a rookie, and you're like, what the hell? But you feel it too. And when you're able to, somebody has that presence, doesn't matter your age, you're going to follow them and you're going to get behind them.
The Cowboys have lost the quote guy. When Micah left the building, the Cowboys lost the guy that was going to throw out the quote to either motivate your team or to denigrate the other team, the guy that's going to pick a fight. Good, bad, or indifferent, a guy that's going to set the record straight. I'm going to tell you how it is as I see it and go get things done. They lost that when Micah walked out of the building. They've always had the conscience. It's always been Dak, but he's going to say the right thing at the right time all the time. But Dak's never going to pick a fight. Dak's never going to call out the other team. That's just not what he does. And I think every great team has a guy that's ready to pick a fight, that's going to extend just a little bit further than the coach is comfortable with. And I want to see Tyler Booker become that guy. To call out the defensive end. He ain't that good. To call out that linebacker or that defensive line. Yeah, they think they're good. Wait till they get a load of us. We haven't had that in a long time. And to finally hear Dak talk about an offensive lineman, and I want you to think back as a Cowboy fan, when was the last time you heard Dak praise an offensive lineman? When was the last time you heard that? I don't remember it. I mean, there's been linemen have good games, but when was the last time you heard the quarterback of the Cowboys come out and say, yeah, this guy is different? It's been a minute. It's been a minute. And the guys that he used to say that about that got there before he did. Transition is happening. We'll see what happens in Detroit. We're going to continue talking Cowboys in the last hour of the show. But as we round the bend into the 9 o'clock, we're going to go out with one more quote coming from the yesterday's conversation from the Cowboys. And it's Brian Schottenheimer talking about being back in the playoff chase. And I'm not sure in his mind, in any decent head coach's mind, I don't think you're ever out of the playoff chase until you have been told you are eliminated. There is no chance. But I want you to listen to Shotty talk yesterday, and this is a long cut, about being in the playoff chase, and specifically from a head coach that, quite frankly, is a rookie in this, hasn't done this before. Listen to this.
Yeah, Ed, I talked to the guys today about, just trust the process. You got to stay in the moment. We're taking today. What is today? Seriously, today is Sunday, right? But it's Wednesday for us. I'm not thinking about winning the division. I'm thinking about throwing a great practice today and then having great meetings this afternoon and cleaning up the things that we got to do and then putting together a great third down plan. From day one, I've told you guys, and it's what I believe, and there's different styles. When you start looking too far ahead, whether it's game one, preseason, end of season, you take your eye off what really matters. And I think that's when you don't perform to your maximum capabilities because you're distracted. I told the guys a little bit today, just because we've won 3 games, that doesn't change anything. We're going to go out there today and we're going to be very intentional about throwing a great practice. We're going to go out there, run around in shells. We got to really focus on the fundamentals. I think focusing on the skills that help you play at an elite level is what's going to help us continue to sustain success and win games moving down into the latter part of the season and put ourselves in position to make the playoffs, whatever that looks like.
As we head into break, I want you to ponder this. Think about this. Are the Dallas Cowboys now a Schottenheimer team? Is this, when you look at the Cowboys, do you see Brian Schottenheimer's fingerprints all over it? Or do you still see a little bit of McCarthy? Do you still see a little bit of previous administrations? Worthy of a conversation, and we're going to do it on the other side of the break. Please pay close attention to them that are buying this ad time because they're supporting good stuff like this. Go freak with them. But we'll be right back with a whole bunch more sports talk. Oh, by the way, Spurs are playing tonight. We'll talk about it.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
6 for 6, and the Aggies have the lead.
Your home for Aggies football. KTFM Floresville. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, how about those Houston Texans? They are making a run.
Andy Kalu will join us at 3:35 to talk about this Houston Texans winning streak.
More college football fallout. We'll preview the college football poll release.
Plus Spurs Grizz on Tuesday night. We'll get you ready for tip-off.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. New at Lowe's, Pro Block Quick Dry Primer. Expertly manufactured by Sherwin-Williams. Engineered for pros to dry fast, lock stains, and go on smooth for virtually flawless results. Available now in oil and water-based. Grab yours today at Lowe's.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water station when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great-tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
ConnecticutSA.com. Whether it's morning routines or weekends on the sidelines when the temperature drops, America brings the heat with Hot Hands. Hot Hands are America's favorite hand, toe, neck, and even body warmers to help you stay warm and cozy from head to toe. Hot Hands are fast-acting, they're long-lasting, and they are made right here in the USA. Look for the Hot Hands logo and the bright orange packages at your favorite store or online, and keep doing what you love out there with Hot Hands, warming up America coast to coast.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J. Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, Black Friday starts now. Come shop in store for 50 to 70% off everything, plus tons of limited time deals. You'll find the lowest price of the year on festive pajama pants for the family, all just $19.95, plus sweaters from $34.95 and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll love our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more at your nearest J.Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
Guys, you've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you. Once you start treatment, you'll wish you had done it sooner. Now you can take the TRT test for free at Synergenics and Low T Center. Walk in before 10 a.m. or book online at fixmylowt.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like we've got a new trouble spot on Loop 410 westbound San Pedro. Accident left lane. 6-8 minute delay has you slow from Broadway. 90 westbound just west of 211, far west side of town. This wreck has the roadway reduced to just one lane. Got a stall at 410 northbound at 151, and that stall at 1604 eastbound Bulverde Road has just cleared. If you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The Dallas Cowboys will be playing on Thursday night against the Lions in Detroit, but Detroit will be shorthanded as their top corner, Terrion Arnold, has been placed on the IR and is set to have season-ending shoulder surgery. While top wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown, who suffered a sprained ankle on Thanksgiving, did not practice yesterday, and his status is in question for Thursday night. Dallas Cowboys left tackle Tyler Guyton did not practice as he continues to work back from a sprained ankle as well. In college football, the rankings come out tonight. The real question is, how far will A&M drop? And is Tech in line for a bye? And is Texas within striking distance? So many questions, so little time. We'll find out tonight at 6 o'clock when the rankings are revealed. And the Spurs get back into action tonight as they take on the Memphis Grizzlies at the Frost Center. Tip is set for 7 o'clock. The injury report shows no return for Wemby, Castle, or McLaughlin. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, gather around. Huddle up. Got a trick play coming. It's the Morning Huddle here on 94.1. Nope, no AJ. He missed the last three. We're going to keep him out one more hour. Being load managed. He's a bit of a prima donna. Taking the day. Vic is on IR. He'll be back on Monday. We expect AJ back fully functioning tomorrow. Edwin and I taking you through. We're welcoming the Grizzlies in tonight. We got the playoff announcement tonight, a little after 7 o'clock, as ESPN will let us know. As I have read in the big words, this is the penultimate ranking. We got one more. Chaos coming. Cowboys tomorrow night. Got daily lines coming your direction. Anything in particular you want to talk about, Edwin? Anything you want to get off your chest? Anything you want to let us know about?
Not really.
Now's the time to air your grievances. Festivus is around the corner. 22 days of shopping left for you. 21 if you don't want to shop on.
I haven't even started.
You know, I'm heading out after the show. I got a couple of pit stops to make, and I'm going to have to go into an actual brick-and-mortar store and deal with people. Not looking forward to it, but it's an annual event. When was the last time anybody else out there went, like, shopping? Like, went out to buy something for somebody else in a store? Sounds weird, right? I'm not sure. I'm not ready for the lines at all. I'm an online shopper, and because I'm an online shopper like most of us, what do I hear, like $1 trillion over the next couple of weeks as far as being purchased. I am a lemming. I'm a sheep. I'm easily manipulated. I will follow others. It's just who I am. And I'm being victimized by the Cyber Monday and all the shopping emails and social media. It's got me. My impulse buys are way up. It's just too easy. It's just too easy just to click a button to buy something now. Just the very idea of getting in a car and driving someplace and then walking around, standing and talking to people. Ugh. But I'm going to do it today. Hopefully I'll run into the dude that's driving that white Chrysler 200 that is covered with Christmas lights driving around our city. I'm all about the Christmas spirit. I'm all about listening to Christmas music. But I am decorating your car. I know this. You better have a clean record. There better not be any warrants sitting out there. There better not be an unpaid speeding ticket, because you drive around in a fully lit up Christmas car. Just out of general principle, if I'm a cop, I'm pulling you over. You're asking for it. You're the slow wildebeest. You're the one lagging behind the crowd. You are the antelope that took too long to drink. Driving around with that, but I do want to meet you. Whoever you are, if you're listening, give us a call. I'd like to drive around in your car. Just don't want to drive it because I might have a warrant that I don't know about, and I have to explain to a cop why I'm driving around in a illegal Chrysler 200 lit up. Spurs playing tonight, and the long wait for Wemby continues. The injury report, we're not going to have him again tonight, and I don't expect him till Christmas, although I would like to see I hate to come around to the fact that maybe the NBA might be right about this Emirates Cup, that maybe they have an idea that while it was successful in Europe for all the soccer types, these in-season tournaments, and while it has been moderately successful, well, actually pretty successful in the WNBA, because quite frankly, the ladies need the money and they're playing for the cash. Now that I'm a member of a team that has a shot to go win this vaunted and legendary Emirates Cup, I'm kind of down. I'm kind of excited about this. But the problem is, as the Spurs come home for what is essentially a brief pit stop, they get a game tonight, then they're going to hit the road, and then they added another roadie next Wednesday in the Emirates. It's a semifinal game. Is that what we're headed toward? Or are we in the quarters?
Quarterfinals.
In the quarters. That, since we're in it, since we are currently 8-0 in our division, maybe it's worth the effort. And maybe, if it's a question of Wemby's healthy, but we want to be absolutely sure and wait another 3-4 days, wait another week, maybe it's time. When he first blew his, didn't blow anything, but when he first strained his calf a little over a week ago, as soon as I saw that, and we knew what we were dealing with Dylan, and Harper now back with seems to be better than ever. I said Christmas. We're not going to risk anything. In fact, if it's possible, despite modern efforts to tell us that there's more than 100% of anything, if we could get Wemby to 101%, I'm willing to wait. But if the Emirates Cup is in play,
I think they're going to be overly cautious.
I know they are.
Because if you look at last year in the finals with Halliburton, Kevin Durant, I think the calf strains are now
they are
something you don't mess with because you know what's next after that, which is the Achilles.
I will say this, and we've had good conversations with Dr. Garrett of Arasti, and I've heard great conversations with the Blitz guys and those with the orthopods that come on their weekly with their injury update. That there's a lot of correlation, but I don't see a lot of causation. I see a lot of correlation that where guys that blow their Achilles also have at some point in the recent past had calf strains. I can tell you this, calf strains have been around for a long time. I mean, and there wasn't a correlation or a causation directly attributed to Achilles tendons. We weren't blowing tendons right and left with every bad calf. So I think that there's reason to be concerned and to study, but I'm not all the way in on if you have a calf strain, the next injury is going to be Achilles. I think we're being overly cautious in a situation where we don't have enough data to really tell us.
There's just been 2 major injuries in the biggest stage was the finals.
And I agree that there's reason to look at it, especially when the guy is yours and it's $250 million resting on those Achilles tendons. Yeah, I'm going to be overly optimistic or overly cautious and pessimistic about a return until I'm absolutely sure. But I still get the feeling that there's a lot of trainers out there and a lot of doctors that are like, if you had to play, you probably could.
I don't think we see him until 2026.
You don't think he even plays on that Christmas Day game?
I know the league wants it because it's versus the Thunder, but I think 2026.
I would like to think, and I would like to hope, and I would like to assume that if it's within a couple of percentage points of being 100%, that you'd have to literally hide Wemby's shoes and jersey.
I know he wants to go up against Chet because he always looks forward to that matchup.
I would like he better because it's feeling like Russell and Chamberlain coming up for the next 8-9 years. I hope he does because it feels like this is going to be an ongoing thing, and because it is, I would like to think that everything he is doing is with Christmas Day circled. I'd like to think that, but as a fan and as a guy who has been indifferent about this silly cup, and let's not kid ourselves, it's stupid. Now, kind of, I want to win it if I have a chance. I'm not gonna degrade something that I might actually win at. There's not very many things that in my personal history that I could do that. And with the Spurs, given the last decade, if you can win something, go win it. Even if it doesn't really matter in the long grand scheme of things, next year you'll be the returning champ. There'll be you can set some kind of record. Memphis tonight shouldn't offer much resistance. They're a decent team, but they're a team that's looking for an excuse to lose on both nights as they try to transition away from Ja Morant. I don't know which way or what Memphis is going to do, but I do know that wins they don't do them a lot of good other than to make them feel good as a team because this is not a playoff caliber team. If we were fully healthy, I like the matchup of bigs. That's the biggest team we are going to see on a regular basis. Them, Cleveland, the 2 giant teams in the NBA. And I guess the Rockets now figure into the giant teams. And when you play a giant team, you'd kind of like to have your giant. But we're not going to have him tonight. Luke Cornett certainly fills the bill. Watching the way Jeremy Sohan has started to get more and more defensive minutes, more and more replacement minutes when the Spurs want to go fast, when they want to go a little bit smaller and get a little bit more ball movement. Watch how Mitch brings in Jeremy to kind of foster that ball movement. But what I have noticed, especially against Minnesota, is the moment that Sohan came in, the ball started going into the paint. I mean, Sohan is a lot of good things, but as a post-up defender, it's not that. That's not his forte. And when Cornette isn't in, we get a little loose on the defensive side. You can tell by the 70-some-odd points we gave up in a couple of games in a row in the first half that defensively they're lacking. And tonight against a team that is an offensive, they're mediocre offensively. That this is a night when you want to work on that kind of defense that travels, the kind of defense that you can just wake up and play knowing that all you got to do is your job and everybody else out there, all you have to do is their job, that you can hold them down. We don't have that kind of traveling defense yet. We're giving up 113 points a game. I don't think that's sustainable. I don't think that a playoff team should be a little bit under 110, 108. And that's traveling defense. And quite frankly, the Spurs have every piece to be as good a defense as there is in the NBA. They've got mobile big guards. They've got height to protect the rim. They've got ball hawks and lane jumpers that can intercept and get balls. They've got all the pieces to be a solid, if not great, defensive team. And normally that's the last thing to come around on an NBA team or any good basketball team. The defense is the last one to come to play because so many guys play so many different roles. You just have to get used to doing different things with different guys. And once you get it down, it kind of clicks. And for the most part, I think most NBA teams aim for February if there's been a lot of transition. You aim for about 4 or 5 months of good hard work to where you really feel comfortable that you can play as good a defense as possible with the guys you got. And the Spurs are not there yet. And a lot of that's injury, my goodness. A lot of that is just not having the guys to come play that role. And as we talk about defense, as we start getting into these conference games and we really look at the Spurs becoming who we expect them to be, the unsung hero that I think has not been getting the credit that he's deserved, and he's here for the defense, by the way, is Sweeney. The de facto defensive guru, the de facto assistant head coach who I hope we enjoy him this year. I hope we enjoy watching Sean Sweeney. And a lot of you guys listening are going, who? Who? Sweeney's the guy with the short red hair, with the buzz cut that's always in Johnson's ear, the guy sitting in the second chair. He's going to be a head coach in the NBA next year. He's going to be sitting in that chair for somebody real soon because look at what he has done. This is a team that is made up of, new starters, injured players, in and out, no consistent play at center. You've got 3 guards that can all do essentially the same thing that you have to put in a defense that they're never going to be guarding a guy they're comfortable with. They're always going to be guarding a guy that's bigger or smaller than they're accustomed to. So they're going to have to deal with that. And then you got the idea of you've got rim protectors, but not a lot of mid-level strong dudes. The defense that they're having to build has been difficult at best. They've got a lot of guys that can, but putting this together, Sweeney has not gotten the credit. We really need to pay attention to what he's been doing.
They have a top 10 defense.
They do, and that is.
And there's a reason why the Mavericks were upset that he left.
It was a coup to get him, and the defense isn't there yet. A top 10 defense giving 75 punts up in a half?
8th in points allowed.
See, that is an untenable stat for the Spurs. That they don't have the offensive firepower on a regular basis just to go out and outscore teams. And when you play a team like Memphis tonight, these are the nights that they're coming into town. They're going through the same roadie that we went through. And they're minus I don't know if they're minus him because they haven't had him for so long, but they don't have their bell cow. This is the night you want to see the Spurs hold a team to under 110. Especially in the fourth quarter, we want to see under 25 points. You want to see, especially in the last 8 minutes of the game, where you're holding them to under 50% possession scoring, when they're only scoring on less than half of their possessions, where you're getting that. And it doesn't have to be turnover-driven. It could be rebound-driven. But that's where the games are won. And the Spurs, quite frankly, aren't there yet. And Minnesota the other night was the perfect example of a team that knows how to play good basketball but can get flummoxed in a blink. That 17-2 run there late in the third? That happened so fast. It happened, bam, and the Spurs, by the time they got their bearings back and started to fight back into it, they'd already lost the game. And some of that was manpower, but a lot of it was just attention to detail. Those little things that you have to do to win on the road, you fix at home. You get them right at home so you can apply them on the road. They got to get right tonight. And this isn't the old Spurs. One loss, it matters now. Let me tell you, when we are in April, when we're in late March and April, and we are really counting the victories, when we're looking at, can we get a home court for the first round of the playoffs, which is in sight, which should be the goal, to host a playoff series. When we start looking at those Phoenix losses, that Minnesota loss back in November, that you had a lead late in the third, but now we're going to have to go on the road and play a Rocket team there. When we have to go on the road and play a Laker team there, when we could have just stacked a win or two in November, that would have kept us home. These are the games that matter, especially those little easy roadies where you have a lead, and these homers where the team is going to give you a reason to beat them. You just got to find it. And Memphis is going to give you a reason. You're going to have to go find it. And once you find it and go get it, that's the difference between a good team and a very good team. We'll see if we get it tonight. What do you guys think? 656-3776, 656-ESPN. Spurs will close them out at the end of the show. But coming back, hey, it is a day that Tech fan, circle your calendar. Circle your calendar, because tonight, Tech fan, you're going to see something that you have never seen before. Let's talk about the college playoff tournament time rankings. They're coming out tonight. Let's see where A&M lands and what Tech's got coming for them. We'll talk about it next. You're on 94.1, and this is San Antonio Sports Star. I got a question for you. As you woke up this morning, was there anything painful keeping you out of your life? Do you have something that is so just in your life that you can't go do some stuff? If you're living in pain, stop. This is 2025. There's a fix out there, and it's readily available right now. It's called a Rosti. If you're dealing with soft tissue, sprains, or strains, if you got a frozen shoulder, a bad back, maybe it is those lower back issues that come on with tense, or maybe you've turned the wrong way, tension headaches can be fixed too. See, a Rosti is there to fix you and fix you fast. And they do things in a different way. First and foremost, did you know you don't even need a referral to go see a Rosti provider? You can make that call today and be seen today and be back in the game faster than you ever imagined. They accept most insurances too. Write this number down. It's 1-800-404-6050. It's the way a Rosti does things that makes them so successful. See, when you walk in the door, you get a full evaluation. They're going to find out why you're in pain and what's causing the pain. And let me tell you, a lot of times what's causing the pain ain't where the pain is. They find out what's causing it, they fix the problem, and I'll be darned, the pain goes away. And they're remarkably successful at it. Give them an opportunity. Thousands and thousands of customers would happily recommend a Rosti to their friends and family. There is no higher recommendation. Go to their website, Rosti.com, to find a map of all the providers. Let me tell you, there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are right now. And if you call them right now, I bet they can see you today. Call a Rosti. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. A Rosti can fix you and fix you fast. Call them today, and I know you're going to come by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot. 281 northbound at Bassey. That's a stall. Left center lane is blocked. It's about a 5-7 minute delay. Slow from Hildebrand. 1604 westbound Lock Hill Selma. Accident right lane has you stop and go from Bitters. Looks like we just cleared the wreck at 35 southbound at Evans. And 281 northbound the off-ramp to Denella. That wreck is cleared as well. Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
1, 2, 3, Cowboys! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Thursday night at 7:15. The Cowboys are in the Motor City, taking on the Detroit Lions at Ford Field. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive Insurance, you can keep your career moving forward with growth opportunities, great pay and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces. Go to careers.progressive.com and apply today. That's careers.progressive.com.
George gets justice. In San Antonio, we look out for each other. So if someone's reckless driving puts you in the hospital, don't call some out-of-town lawyer. Call someone who actually lives here and will fight for what you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers. Because to George, you're a neighbor and he's got your back. And remember, you only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Out here, days are getting a little cooler, and mornings are starting with a few more layers. It's the season for more time at the grill, more feed for your animals. Heaters burn late into the night, and the woods start calling your name. We appreciate hard-working hands, shared moments, and love for our land. That's why season after season, we're here for your life out here. Tractor Supply.
Discover the newest place to play at Top Golf New Braunfels. Opening this Friday, December 5th at 427 Creekside Way in the New Braunfels Town Center at Creekside. This no golf knowledge needed experience is for everyone and is all about bringing more play and more fun to the players. Top Golf New Braunfels will feature new games, new food and drink, a 9-hole mini golf course, and half-off gameplay every Monday through Thursday. Join the Blitz live Monday, December 8th from 2 to 6 for all your Monday night football action. Come play around at Top Golf New Braunfels.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PIPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
You're locked on The Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's the Morning Huddle on a cool Tuesday morning. Big date in the college football world. It's the penultimate college football playoff rankings. I'll be let go tonight. Full expectation that Red Raider fan is going to see themselves in the 4th slot, looking at a bye. All they got to do is win the Big 12 title, beat a team that they've already beat, and get to sit at home on the first weekend of the college playoff. Now, last year, every team with a bye lost, right?
I believe, yeah.
So
Georgia, Arizona State, boys, because remember the conference champ, it was the 4 highest conference champions got up. So it wasn't really the best
and it wasn't,
teams.
But we can look at the history of every team that got the bye, that took the week off, even though the rankings were stupid, then we fixed that as soon as we could. They did suffer for inactivity. The rest versus rust argument did come into play. Now, I don't think Tech's in that kind of situation where they got to play to, keep the momentum going. But there is that nagging thing in the back of your mind that you'd like to kind of get a game under your belt against the lesser team so you can feel good about being in the playoff. Go get if Virginia wins, go get a Virginia. Go get a Tulane or a North Texas. Not degrading those guys. I mean, you certainly do belong to the party as the rules were written, but there is something about taking a week off and genuflecting and watching what's coming. But on the other side of that, while A&M is probably going to be playing that first weekend, there is a tremendous benefit. A tremendous benefit, not just to the athletic department because you're in the playoff, but to the college town in general. Think about what this means to the Bryan College Station area. To host what is a bowl game and another weekend of full hotels, of packed restaurants, of everything that a college football thing does to a school. You normally only get that 5 times a year, maybe 6 if you're lucky. And you get to add in, if you're a Bryan College Station Chamber of Commerce, another, I don't know what the economic benefit of a game day is, but I'd bet it's $20 million or better. Think about what Lubbock would get. Another weekend in the sun, another game day experience, another everybody in the world is watching Tech football because they will be the only show in town when they're playing. There's some benefit to playing that first weekend. Financial, surely. Financial, the benefits are extraordinary to everybody in these college towns or have anything to do. But then, secondary is the momentum that it builds. We saw it last year. The guys that sat and watched, they all lost. Now they were lesser quality, higher ranked teams. We fixed it. But the fact is, sometimes momentum matters. And while I would much rather be sitting with a bye as an Aggie, I would certainly, as the athletic department and the president of the Chamber of Commerce and everything else that goes along with these small college towns, hosting one more unexpected home game, my goodness, the economic effect on this, it's ridiculous. It really is crazy. So while Aggie athletic department probably upset that they're going to have to play a game, everybody else is overjoyed. From the local hotel owner to everybody who drives Uber to everything that goes on a game day weekend. And then you take that and factor it by X because it's a playoff game. Tech, you might get a bye, but I'll tell you what, I'd certainly like to be in Lubbock on that first playoff game and see you guys play a game and win in a playoff scenario. I think every team would like that. Now, certainly Ohio State and Bama and Georgia, they got other things on their mind. The only thing they want to do is be playing in the middle of January, whether they're hosting a game or not. But they're used to this. Schools like Ole Miss, A&M, Tech, you get to host or play in a playoff game. Hosting one would be just extraordinary. And if you get the bye, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that. You got to go you're going someplace else, and you get more glory, of course, but the dollars and cents, man, that does kind of matter. Tech fan, you're going to see yourself at number 4 tonight. And as much as North Texas fan cannot believe where they are right now, what did I see, 112 years of football? You think Tech fan back in August in their heart of hearts thought that on Tuesday, December the 2nd, that they were going to see their names listed as a bye team? God, I love this game. God, I love college.
What do you think would have been more surprising for the fan base? Telling an A&M fan that they're going to host a playoff game or telling a Tech fan they're going to have a bye?
Given the circumstances, I think A&M would be more shocked. I think, Tech had McGuire in place. They had a hell of an offseason. They
could have put everything into this year.
Yeah, they knew that they had brought in a lot of good dudes, and, the conference was kind of shaken out. I picked Tech to win the Big 12 at the beginning of the year because of their offseason. So I think that there was some expectation from Tech that they could be good, but let's not kid ourselves. It's Tech fan. They've never been good. So, of course, in the back of their mind, they didn't expect it. Just like Aggie. Man, no one thought this. The voters thought put them at the bottom of the SEC. I think that it was a bit easier for A&M because of their schedule turned out to be a lot easier than we thought it would be. That most of the teams that we did beat were having down years. How many coaches did we see get fired that we played against? 4? I mean, a lot of things fell into place for A&M. And when we look back on this season, I think we'll be honest with ourselves saying, yeah, we're a lot better as Aggies. The team was improved, but they're not as good as their record reflected yet. That there's still some more things to get done. And I'm being honest with myself. And no Aggie fan expected to be here. Even, 11-1, who'd have thought? But I think Tech fan probably expected it a little bit more than Aggie fan. Battered Aggie syndrome playing a role in this.
But to get a bye, though.
The bye thing
I don't think Tech thought they would get a bye.
None of us did. That's why it's so absolutely extraordinary. And the reason schools like Tech and A&M and let's see who else, Ole Miss is still floating around out there.
Indiana.
And Indiana's never, this is the second year here. I don't know what to make of them yet. There still seems like a flash in the pan, kind of like Vanderbilt's going to start petering out, you feel like, once Pavia leaves. Which, by the way, did you see his brother got arrested again at another road game?
Well, that's not surprising.
That's like 3 roadies that his brother's gotten arrested, and I appreciate that.
Probably going to happen at the bowl game, too.
I hope so. I want to be behind the Pavia crew and the SWAT team that's been assigned to protect and to guard against whatever they might do. Given where we sit today, the stories are just going to be extraordinary. And the reason that average teams like Tech stay where they are is they always lose this game. They always lose the conference championship game. The rug is always pulled out from underneath. Hey, A&M lost the Texas game. There's a reason why perceptions remain, because these big games tend to go the wrong direction. And if Tech can take care of business, then of all the conference title games, I think Tech has the easiest road. They can sit with a bye. It's a beautiful thing, Tech fan. Enjoy it. I'm not sure you're going to get it again. North Texas, on the other hand, you're going to have to win one so you get to have that same kind of feeling. Hey, we got to take a break and come back on the other side. We got some Cowboys to talk about. Oh, by the way, the Spurs are playing Memphis. We'll get into there and general hijinks that we do to close up a show. There's so much going on. I would ask you one brief favor. Hang around with us for the next 25 minutes because you never know. It could change your life. Hang around. We'll be right back. This is 94.1, and you're on San Antonio Sports Star.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
You got a slip of the tongue like that, Minix?
Not like that.
I've heard one from our good friend Maury Vasquez talking about Deion Sanders back in the day when Sanders played for the Dallas Cowboys and was on the air at Ken's 5 and said, well, Sanders not playing because he's got a he's got a bulging Richard in his back.
Not a disc.
Not a disc.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
By texting 24700, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from J.Crew Factory. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at jcrew.com.
At J.Crew Factory, Black Friday starts now. Come shop in store for 50 to 70% off everything, plus tons of limited time deals. You'll find the lowest price of the year on festive pajama pants for the family, all just $19.95, plus sweaters from $34.95 and so much more. Get in the spirit at J.Crew Factory, where you'll love our exclusive collection of classic styles for the whole family at prices that can't be beat. And today, save even more. Just text GIFTING to 24700 to receive an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or
more at your nearest J. Crew Factory store. Visit jcrewfactory.com to find your nearest San Antonio area store today. But first, get an extra $25 off your purchase of $75 or more when you text GIFTING to 24700. Text GIFTING to 24700 to get your $25 off coupon. That's GIFTING to 24700. See a store associate for details.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The NBA season's rollin', and DraftKings' newest game, Pick 6, is the easiest way to play for your shot at big wins. NBA stars are lighting it up. Now their numbers aren't just highlights, they're your shot to cash in. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. New DraftKings customers get $50 in Pick 6 credits with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Pick, play, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Limited time offer.
The Gomez Law Firm is San Antonio's leader in personal injury law, and we have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us to share more.
Number one priority is to let the people know that we are a law firm that's been part of this community for 50 years. Mr. Gomez, he's been a practicing attorney here since 1973. He's born and raised here in San Antonio, done nothing but help out personal injury victims. It's very important that we get that out to the San Antonio community because a lot of these attorneys like to come in here and act like they're from here, but you know, they're all out-of-towners. They don't know what goes on here. If you've been injured, if you've been involved in an accident, you've been involved in a car wreck, call the Gomez Law Firm. We've been around for almost 50 years. And we're not going anywhere.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio.
If you know, you know. Thanks, Edwin. A little down memory lane. It's the Morning Huddle here on San Antonio Sports Star. Los Lonely Boys taking us out. You know, ordinarily every day at this time, we go over the daily lines. And as I was looking at it this morning, as far as where my money was going to go for the daily stuff, let's talk some daily lines, but let's do it in a DFS kind of a way.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Spurs are welcoming Memphis into town tonight to trying to get off this one brief little losing streak as they get back out on the road. And when you look at money that can be made, one consistent dude with the Spurs, the most consistent player for the Spurs once he got healthy, is De'Aaron Fox. Tonight, if you're looking across the pantheon of DFS possibilities, De'Aaron Fox coming in, at least with my prize pick, at 24.5 points. To give you an idea where De'Aaron is, most recently had 25 in his last outing. Only 15 against Denver, but that was in a giving kind of place. He was giving out some assists. 37 against Portland, 26 against Phoenix, 26 against Atlanta. I like Mr. Fox to go over and comfortably more than 24.5. I would put the more on him. On the other side of that, you look at interesting matchup. Zach Edey coming into town. Spurs shorthanded on the front line. 13.5 rebounds for Zach Edey. I like the under on that one. I like the less. Go less than if you're looking at Zach Edey. I think the rebounds are going to be a little bit more difficult to come by because Spurs shoot better at home, and defensive rebounding will be a little bit more difficult to come by as well. On the offensive side of the game, as far as looking what the Spurs are going to do early on, I like early points on, a couple of dudes. Primarily on the Spurs side, looking at Devin Vassell over the last couple of weeks, look for Devin early to get his points. We've got 3 consecutive games of over 22.5. Of course, he had the 35 against Denver. More than 24.5, I think might be a little high. I would look in the first half to see if it's there. I would go less than with Devin Vassell tonight. I don't see 24.5 coming. I do think there'll be a little bit more defensive pressure on coming at him. But if you want to combine points and assists, I do like that. At 20.5, I would go more on Devin Vassell on points and assists because I do think there's going to be some lanes open down low. Harrison Barnes, Mr. Consistency, 12.5 points. I've consistently won with him on the more, and I expect him to do the same thing again tonight. He was a little low the other night with 5 points, but that was kind of an off game for him. 13 and 16 respectively, 2 out of the last 4. I think a little bit more at home. He does tend to score more than that. That's my only. I don't pretend to give you hockey lines. I don't know anything about that. I'm not going to act like I do. When we look at the announcement tonight with the playoff, I want to hear as we head out, and I got about 10 minutes before the end of the show, and I've been kind of reserving this for Texas fan. When you don't get voted in tonight, is this season going to be an absolute wash?
Like failure or what?
Yeah, is this an absolute failure of a season for University of Texas?
I think when you don't make it to the playoff, especially with the expanded playoff, I think it's a disappointment.
Is that
considering preseason number 1, and then I know they beat good teams, but the Florida loss was bad, and the first part of the year they didn't play very well, and they didn't compete again. I know it was 14-10 at one point, but they really didn't compete.
Does Texas deserve to have that perspective? Are they in the Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia world where anything short of a national championship is a failure? Do they deserve that?
I mean, they haven't won in 20 years, but I mean, I think playoff appearance and this. I mean, it's hard to win national titles. It just is. But
I'm glad you put it that way. So now University of Texas has attained the status, and there's not a few where the playoffs, the thing. The title, that's still.
Well, I think it's the title, but I think, it would have been nice to at least get back to the semifinals, which is what they've been the last couple of years.
I was listening to Jason and Joe on the Blitz, who'll be up today at 2 o'clock. And by the way, they're busy week this week. You want to go see them live? They're going to be warming you up on Thursday night out at the Roo Pub, getting you ready for Cowboy game. Then on Friday, take some time and go out and party with the Blitz. They're going to be out there, the Victory Performance Center, the Rock. Hosting a pregame. Michelob Ultra is going to be out there. All kinds of activation. They got tickets to give away. That's Friday. Put on a jacket and go watch the game on the big screen there at the Rock. And the Spurs are going to, or the Blitz boys are going to be out there. But I was listening to them talk yesterday about Texas, and I think Texas deserves to get in. They do deserve, and this isn't an abject failure of a season if they don't get in. And I know that's hard to take as Texas fan because the ring's the thing, right? And you were number 1 in the country. But I think all of us can admit that this team was flawed, that we overlooked some things, that they have gotten better. This is a better football team today than they were in week 1, 2, or 3.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Arch has gotten better.
And that is the key, right? That Arch played like an abject freshman to start the year, as should have been expected. And once he became about week 5 or 6, after he'd suffered all that, once he became a real college quarterback, Texas got better. But it's not just because it was not Arch losing. It was the defense finally started playing, and they finally found him a little bit of a help in the running game. But we didn't notice how bad the running game was going to be, and we had no idea how bad the offensive line was going to be, whether through injury or just inadequate talent. They just weren't there. And I view this season as when you don't get in, and I got bad news, Texas, you're just not going to get in. We're not there yet with 3 losses. It's just not going to happen. And if there is going to be a first with a 3-loss team, it's going to be Bama. It's not going to be you. It's just not. And fair, that's for pigs and, cakes at the county. You're not going to get in. And I know Texas fan, fire Sark, stop bitching, all that kind of stuff. No, I think that this team, Texas, and it's hard for me to say, is going to be better for the year that they had. And next year when they're in the top 4 or 5 ranking, which they will be if they're not number 1 or 2, it'll be justified. You'll be there, and it'll be worth the effort. This year, I think that so much was overlooked. So much was just given to, hey, we're Texas, we'll overcome that. And they just didn't. And Sark has made a very good argument. So the head coach at Vanderbilt, he's made a hell of a good argument. Miami head coach, he's made a hell of a good argument. And I think at the end of the day, the loser, or whether Virginia or Duke wins the ACC, they're going to make a hell of a good argument for why they should be there. Texas actually has the talent to back it up, and it's still not going to matter. Tech fan tonight, I just having spent some time there on the Fair Lubbock campus, enjoy this. I'd take a picture of the screen and remember it. This could be the beginning of something kind of cool for Tech, because I do think that of all the schools that are in a situation to jump a pay grade, to get a raise and now be considered one of those that should be at the end, that should be considered part of the top 16 when the season begins, Tech could go so far in that direction. And as the money is there and we look at what's going on in Dallas, where Eric Morris was starting to turn the North Texas program around and start to keep talent in North Texas or in Denton, SMU pulling the biggest whiff of the year and losing to Cal. Tech's in a great situation. They've always recruited Dallas pretty well, but they've had to take the leftovers from a couple of schools. After this year, with the bankroll they've got, of all the teams that are going to come into next year with a new and reinvigorated view of themselves, I think Tech's in a great position. We had a great caller earlier, a Tech fan, Robin, called in and really talked about why they should be, and really kind of espoused why BYU should be considered, and they're also in the periphery of opportunity if it gets absolutely crazy over the championship week of getting in. That the Big 12 could seriously raise their stature, and who'd have thought that it was Tech going to do it? They're going to have to win your title game and win a game, but I do think they're in a great situation to get themselves through. And finally, the Ohio State-Indiana game that's coming up around the bend. I hope that things remain chalk. I hope that Ohio State stays at 1 and Indiana stays 2. Because I don't know what an Indiana win means. Does Ohio State just go to 2 and Indiana go to 1? Or does what Ohio State has done, not just this year, but all the last couple years, I think they stay at 1 even if they lose, quite frankly. I would. Unless it's terrible. I don't know what to make of Indiana, but I do know this. They lose, no Heisman.
That game could be for the Heisman. Saying the Ohio State quarterback in Mendoza. That probably is going to decide the Heisman.
And saying is where I was headed there. Watching what Sayin did in the second half against a Michigan team that – for about 8 minutes, thought they were going to win the football game. We're going to be tougher and meaner and just overpower. That was a ridiculously composed freshman, the likes of which you just don't see very often. And as good as Mendoza is, I think the winner of the game gets the Heisman. The quarterback that wins that game is going to get that Heisman on that Saturday night a week from Saturday when everybody's gathered up in New York and the Blitz boys are in Baltimore covering the Army-Navy game. They're going to go to the post party and watch the winner of that game get the Heisman Trophy. And while I'm talking about the Blitz, let me talk about where they are going to be this week. They're going to be at Rue Pub on Thursday night getting ready for the Cowboy game. I just told you they're going to be out at the Star at La Cantera, at the Rock, on December the 5th. And then the other thing I just brought up, they're heading to one of my favorite things. They've kind of adjusted the schedule in college football now, but the traditional end of the season has always been Army-Navy, and the boys are going to head out next Wednesday. While we don't have a dog in the fight, we're a military town. USAA has certainly brought us to us, and we're so excited to get a chance again to send some of our guys out to the best college football environment in all the world, and that's going to be the Army-Navy game in Baltimore next Saturday. The boys are going to give you all the flavor next week, Thursday and Friday, with all the interviews and all the dudes with scrambled eggs on their hats and shoulders. It's just an extraordinary thing, and I'm so proud that San Antonio Sports Stars yet again plays a role in that, although it won't be me. They don't need morning guys to go do that. So I'll get to sit at home and watch and do that, but the boys are going to be heading out. All right, Edwin, we have successfully done 3 hours and 53 minutes of top flight radio.
I think it was the first show with just us two.
I think it's been not.
I've done it with AJ a couple times when you were out.
But in past lives and former shows, we've worked together by ourselves more than once. But it's been a long time. So as we put the icing on what has been an extraordinary cake of a show, do you have anything to send our listeners on their way with? A little burst of intelligence, a little nugget of wisdom? You have anything to send them on their way?
Just know that me and Rob both, we don't load manage. But there's a couple people in the morning show that decide to.
I like this, Edwin talking smack. Brigade Bar, did you hear that? Run it. Now, we want to thank everybody that hung around with us. AJ, of course, in the hole. We do expect him back fully functioning again tomorrow. He had a little bit of he wasn't feeling good. Everybody gets a day off. So we managed to muddle through. In this last minute, Texas fan, I just apologize. I just can't wait for tomorrow. I just can't wait for tomorrow and to hear what the sour grapes really sound like. Tech fan, enjoy that. Spurs need to go get a win. And Cowboys, I can't wait to see this practice tonight. I want to make sure that everybody's in place for their biggest playoff game since the last playoff game last week to get themselves in. Hey, it's been a lot of fun today. Make sure you liked and you paid attention to our Brigade Bar. We're getting graded on that right now. I see plenty of likes. In the meantime, as we stretch to the finish, as we come to the end of the gas line, we made it all the way through. I want to thank you for joining us. The Blitz isn't far away. In the meantime, enjoy some national radio with a guy named Rich Eisen. It's a good show. And we got a local guy that calls in. Listen for James. He's from this part of the world. I want to thank you for hanging with us. This has been the Morning Huddle. We'll be back fully staffed, -1 tomorrow.